Hello. Or should I say hello, skis?
Cheat yourself to the camera.
No.
No.
Good start.
Lean forward. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
It's like a mirror.
Good start. So, yeah, you can tell how much I'm enjoying that. My name's Ben. I am also known as your King Ginger, one part of the wonderful HeelTurn family, also the D&D5E family. Welcome to Domains of Dread. I will be your dungeon master for the foreseeable future. So rather than waste a lot of time, let's get around the table, introduce everyone, and a little bit about their characters, and then everyone kind of prepared a special introduction. Before we get started with that, let me preface this. Our characters are all starting from the world of Ravnica, which you may or may not be familiar with through the Magic the Gathering card game, as well as the Guild Masters of Ravnica Dungeons and Dragons book. So they are all part of the Is It League in some way, shape, or form. So they filled out performance reviews by their supervisors that also will inform their character creation. So without further ado, to my left,
I am Nate, the D&D ringer. I am playing Kortash. I'm a Kalashtar, which is a humanoid that has abilities given by a demon, or I should say an entity from the Plane of Dreams, if you're not familiar with the Kalashtar. I am playing a druid, and I'm currently in the Plasma Dermatology laboratory, and I'm a Lab Attendant 3. So Kor has been kind of all over the laboratories of the Is It League. Found his way to Plasma Dermatology, and his supervisor, Yelena Stormborn, has good things and bad things to say about him.
would you like to elucidate some of those?
No. But I will anyway. Alright, so this is on a scale of 4, which is superior, to 1, which is poor. For Kor's attitude, he was given a 2. He has a positive attitude and is always willing to lend a hand. 2 being adequate, I should mention. As far as growth, the unusual source of Kor's magic is promising. However, his reluctance to conform to current process of elemental combination is troubling. He does get a 3 in initiative. He has postulated a new creation process for the weirds in the Plasma Dermatology lab, which is well outside the current department norm. Results are currently inconclusive, but it could radically increase the creation rate of those weirds if it does succeed. Innovation, he's around the same place. He's getting a 2 there, higher score pending status of his new process. Unfortunately, the scores for combinatorics and efficiency are at a 1, which is poor, meaning demotion inevitable if adequate skill level is not achieved or maintained. Unfortunately, those 1s are based on the current process he's proposing, not working so well. Going down the list here, next is strengths. His attunement with the elements. I'm not sure if I mentioned he's a druid. His attunement with the elements and nature on a level that more experienced spellcasters of the League have not yet obtained. The newly proposed combining process has amazing potential, and he is well versed in Is It League protocol. He has been assisting in the Is It League as long as he could walk. Unfortunately, with strengths there are some weaknesses. There's trouble convincing him to follow the known weird creation process. He seems to be a little stubborn, trying his own way. His use of magic does not follow most known conventions of the wizards and sorcerers that are mostly making up the Is It League. And unfortunately, teaching him new spells often doesn't take. Other times, he just seems to know things he shouldn't. Not all of the Is It League is well versed in the druidic magic, so they don't quite understand him. And unfortunately, during his tenure with the Is It League, he's been in many labs, so they're not sure he's finding the right spot he should be in. And he may just need to leave if they can't find the right place for him.
Quickly answer someone's question that this is a Planescape game. No, it is not. This is, and the players are well aware of this, so I will make it abundantly clear. This is a Domains of Dread game, so if you enjoy Gothic horror, then you've come to the right place, because eventually that's where we'll be going. Although I will say that Barovia, not somewhere we'll be making an early stop at.
Which makes us happy.
Yes.
My favorite comment so far, it says, Josh Performance Reviews, I am uncomfortable having gone through and given many of these.
We're all in the same boat.
Yes.
All right, lastly, additional comments. Recent transfer from the Laboratory of Alchemy. Accepted on the recommendation of Balder, which is a character we'll get to. Core is still finding his place in plasma dermatology. He has proposed a new process of infusing natural spores and earth elements. And the status of this is, as of yet, inconclusive. Should this process prove fruitful, he should be promoted and given his own lab.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that's going to work out. Spoilers.
You never know.
Next up.
You never know. My name is. I'm the beard. Whatever. I'm playing. I'm playing Charette. Charette is a juggernaut barbarian. Charette is friends with Boulder, who we'll hear from very shortly. They met at the Altered State Tavern shortly after Boulder moved into a room upstairs. Charette was a gnome with my own lab. I was very pleased with the progress on the project I was working on, but found myself in need of an assistant who could reach tall things. Enter Boulder. We worked together for some time until disaster struck.
Please tell me you referred to him as Balder, Reacher of Tall Things.
Well, sometimes I just refer to him as Reacher. Or you, tall one. We worked together for some time until disaster struck in form of a experiment that was corrupted by my former employers, destroying my former body and shunting my soul into a soul stone. Balder, he who reaches, forced the remaining scientists to put my soul into one of the Warforged bodies I was working on, and we made our escape, much to the chagrin of our former employers, the Simic Combine. We struck a deal with the Izzet League, who offered a modicum of protection in exchange for a number of secrets, shall we say. Well, Balder works full-time. I find myself detached from my current work in my current form, and therefore do not often appear in the lab. As such, much of my performance review is redacted due to my work on Project Littlefoot. My attitude and growth, a 1. My initiative, a 3. My innovation, a 4. I only report to Balder, he who reaches. I am also in the Plasma Dermatology Lab. My strengths, a key source of information regarding Program Littlefoot. Advances in technology since acquisitions has placed the Izzet League in position of great advantage in the competitive marketplace. My weaknesses, directly connected to my supervisor and inability to directly enter the lab due to previous performance and potential outbursts. Keeping connected to my former self is a very time-consuming process. And additional comments, despite the drawback of not having myself on site, the information that I'm providing is invaluable and should be considered a prime asset for completion of our research and Project Littlefoot. The additional security should be provided for any in-lab visits, but should not be visible to subject. That is me, Shat.
Next up,
I am playing Torn. He's a Dragonborn Ranger.
you are.
And I am Silverback of Twitter, I guess.
Of the Twitter
Twitter.
Of the
Silverback.
Twitters.
I guess my old Twitter handle, it's dead now.
Tweeter of dead things.
But I'm an acquisition specialist too in the plasma dermatology lab alongside Balder here, who's my partner. We've been working together for not a terribly long time, but long enough to know each other. My ranking with a 1 with attitude. He rarely speaks, and he's difficult to read, so you start to have a kind of a conversation with him because he doesn't really respond to anything. You're not really sure if he's annoyed or like accepting of a request. He's just sort of like blank stares. 3 for growth. He's good with a bow and a great tracker. Running and hiding, not an option. His initiative is Ranked at a 2, he must be roused to activity but follows orders when assigned a task.
Sunning on those rocks.
Innovation is a 3. He's cleverer than he looks. He's shown himself to be resourceful when pressed. An acquisition is a 2, would be higher with a different partner, or if working alone. As things stand, results are below average, and his rank for efficiency is also a 2 for the same reason.
Boy, you're just putting it all. Whoever did this was like, Balder's a terrible influence.
We did hear his performance.
Right. Strengths, he's large and imposing, and he has fire breath, so that works to his advantage. He's a great marksman, and he has proven skills as a hunter and a tracker. And he's speaking very little. He doesn't really share too much information, so he's discreet in that way. His weaknesses, he doesn't communicate verbally often, making it difficult to follow whether he's sort of on the same page as you or not. And he breathes fire, which is hazardous. And his additional comments, he would be more effective with a different partner, though he doesn't seem to mind so long as he gets to shoot something. Currently partnered with Balder, is rumored to be one of the last surviving beings created in an experiment by Niv Mizzet, something that the high-ranking members of the Izzet League are aware of, but the rank and file aren't. He knows what it is, but he doesn't really talk about it too much unless somebody asks, because again, he doesn't talk very much at all.
Excellent.
All right. I am Warrior. And, I'm playing Balder, Reacher of Tall Things. Sometimes Charette calls me Jack, and I don't really get that reference, but I roll with it. I'm a Furbold. I'm a Hexblade Warlock. And I'm an Acquisition Specialist 2 in the Plasma Dermatology Lab. This is my first time reading the performance review, so I'm sorry if I stumble over it a little bit. Attitude. Poor. Well, that seems unnecessary. Works well with his partner, but few else. Growth. Adequate. Things are looking up. Balder's abilities have progressed at an acceptable, if not impressive rate. Patron issues may be impeding progress and should be addressed immediately. I concur. Initiative. Also adequate. Eager to take on work. Makes a concerted effort to excel. However, overzealousness leads to hindered productivity. Must learn to balance drive and efficacy. Innovation. Adept. Alright. Balder has a unique skill set and applies magic to conventional melee techniques in creative ways. Reassignment to less delicate tasks should be considered. Acquisition. Poor. Horrendous. Reports indicate 82.7% of specimens are destroyed. High end of acceptable range is 20%. You'd think they'd tell me that. Efficiency. Also poor. Balder finishes assignments quickly, however often returns with nothing to show for his efforts. Strengths. Oh, there's something here. Balder is an adept warlock who has successfully applied unorthodox magical methods to further enhance traditional melee techniques already augmented by his unique weapon of choice. His ability to defend himself and team members against fiends and the undead is extremely impressive for someone of his experience level. Though persistent issues with his patrons seem to impede his progress, he is perseverant and driven to complete assignments effectively. As noted in Izzet Surveillance Missive U-87, Balder has demonstrated the ability to cement social relationships extracurricularly and with his partner in the field, Torin Nerexius. He should focus on developing those skills within the workplace. Well, that was nice. Weaknesses. Balder has been assigned to acquire fiendish specimens in order that their energy may be harnessed for experimental purposes in the creation of as-yet developed weirds. Unfortunately, Balder destroys the vast majority of specimens due in part to recklessness and in part to the magical nature of his weapon. He's been observed to have an adversarial relationship with his patron, which may be slowing forward progress. Solo assignments are highly recommended going forward, as he is likely harming his partner's prospects for advancement. Overall, the losses in time, resources, and potential directly related to his overzealousness in combat far outweigh the strengths he brings to this laboratory. Real nice. Additional comments. Perhaps these persistent weaknesses can be addressed by a new assignment that can properly reward efficiency as well as lethality. Effective immediately, Balder is reassigned to Extermination Protocol SK-03. Elimination of the herd of undead stench cow infesting the sewers beneath Nivix. I don't like that at all.
Stench cow sounds terrible.
It smells like it sounds.
That's why someone knows you. Someone knows you.
Hey.
Oh, you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone knows you.
Wow.
Shooting.
Speaking of shooting,
Oh, boy. No, I was strictly told I was not allowed to shoot on this.
okay,
So.
good.
Okay.
I am Oren Veit, resident Minnesota deathmatch guy, international deathmatch guy. All things blood and guts are my thing. So Domains of Dread is right up my alley.
I was gonna say, except for in Dungeons and Dragons,
no,
where you're like, I don't want to get in any fights.
I'm just a giant coward.
It's a break. You know?
Yeah.
What if we just waited out?
Yeah.
See what
You're
happens.
get a lot of boring episodes from me just insisting that we
Why
don't
don't
do
we
a
just
thing.
go over and ask him?
I'm playing Magnar Steel Saw, Goliath Wizard, of the School of Divination. Magnar was born with a keen mind and a natural gift for anything that was out of the ordinary. Amongst a tribe of Goliath that naturally are just blood hungry and aggressive people, Magnar was the exception. He thought about things. He took his time. He learned about his adversaries instead of just approaching them with a blind rage. At some point, his tribe came across Niv Mizzet, and he noticed Magnar had a different temperament than the rest of his tribe. He was offered to come join the Izzet League and craft his gift in a more structured environment as opposed to roaming the plains with other Goliath and in a tribe mentality. And against the orders of his superiors, Magnar accepted. Since then, he's been training in the laboratory of continuism. So while there, he's kind of come under the wing of another high-ranking wizard, not to be named, and has kind of helped guide Magnar's innate ability for the arcane. So, on to his little performance review.
Ain't nothing little about it.
Oh, it's little. The screen is very small. All right. In his attitude, he got a 4 because he's glad to be here. He's always shown a willingness to go about anything that's given to him, seeing as he had a opportunity that he wouldn't have had elsewhere. So he's always had a very positive opportunity and outlook on everything. And growth has been a 3. He's grown pretty fast since he's been in the Izzet League. He's really taken to things pretty well. But initiative is a 1. He kind of lacks drive unless given, I guess, direction. Otherwise, he just kind of does what he's supposed to do, and that's it. He doesn't really go out of his way to become more creative. Innovation is also a 1. He's not real. I think he's really out of his element being in a league of all these other people and not with Goliaths like he was raised. So he's afraid to kind of step out of the line and do things against the grain. So he kind of keeps to himself. His strengths are just his natural innate abilities to take on to things very fast. He's a very quick learner and catches on incredibly quickly, which most people do not. Weaknesses are exactly the lack of initiative, the lack of really honing those skills himself. He kind of just lets other people hone it for him or direct him on that path, as opposed to most people with this type of gift kind of go out of their way to really mold it and make it better. He just he's happy with where he's at.
Last but not least,
I'm Cassandra. I don't have a cool name. I'm just Cassandra. I don't even have a Twitter. I'm not part of the thing, I think. I am playing Roya. She is a Vidalcan warrior princess. But she doesn't really advertise her royalty. She decided a long time ago that she did not want to be chained to a throne. She had much more interesting science things she wanted to do. She's big into her research. She's not good at completing her research, but she's big into her research. So she decided a while ago, maybe against her father's wishes, that she was going to leave. So she joined the Izzet League. Was brought into the group by Core. So she's been currently working in the lab of arcane geometry. So her last review, I'm sure she's had plenty. For attitude, she got a 3. Roya is always early to work and works longer than most of her peers. Like I said, she's really excited about her work, so she's loves to come in.
Overachiever.
A little bit. For growth, unfortunately, she only got a 2. With her intense interest in her research, it is possible for Roya to do great things, but she would need to learn how to focus better before giving more opportunities. For initiative, she got a 3. So while numerous projects are undertaken with little to no complaints, Roya's focus for completing a project before starting a new one needs improvement. Current projects completed 2 out of 14. Who knows how many independent research projects exist outside of this number? And for innovation, she got a 2. Roya has numerous interests, and many research projects overlap, but they lack focus. She can be distracted easily by outside influences. So, under my strength, it's noted that Rory has a way of inspiring the other members of the lab to work hard and push past personal limitations of exhaustion when needed. It is unclear if it's her natural presence or something to do with her upbringing, but it has always been immensely helpful. Unfortunately, under weakness, it's a recurring theme, Roya is easily distracted by new research projects. She needs to show improvement with completing tasks before additional projects, before a promotion within the lab would be considered. And under additional comments, Roya might benefit from stepping away from her research projects and seeing how other labs are run. I would suggest a 6-week sabbatical from her current position to work in the plasma dermatology lab. Hopefully a new environment can help rein in her focus. So, which she will do unwillingly, but she also knows she knows some people there, so.
So while I explain the events that get us where we are currently, I would like you to take the cards that I sent out, write your name, your character's name, of course your armor class would also be beneficial on there. So our group...
Are we tenting?
Yes, tent please.
Tent it?
Tent it please.
Do you want it tented like this? Or like
Either
this?
way, I'm good. You tent it the way you need to tent it. So our players... all becoming slightly disenfranchised by hearing about their reviews. Were approached by someone named Tezzeret. Tezzeret went about choosing these particular individuals and having them do some very specific duties. The more this plot unwound, the more that our party realized that he was basically putting them in a position to sabotage a project that Niv Mizzet was working on. And the reality is, none of them really cared. As that played itself out, it became where magic currently is, and that is the War of the Spark. The giant mythical dragon Nicobolus comes to the plane of Ravnica using technology that both Tezzeret and other agents of his put in place to both call and trap planeswalkers there. He kills Niv Mizzet, the guildmaster of the Izzet League. In the process, our characters were caught in a massive explosion in their lab, but they don't die. Instead, all of you wake up. And you wake up in a dreary countryside, unlike anything most of you have ever seen before. You see dead trees, mud, brownish patches of grass, a well-worn road. You can hear birds in the distance, but you don't really see much.
Lo, I hear birds in the distance, but I don't see much.
There is just a smell of rot around you, as if it's just permeating the entire area. And most of you can get a good feeling for your bearings and understand that while it's midday, there is no direct sunlight. It's overcast. It's very much, the environment is disconcerting, to say the least. So, as you come to, and you're soaked to the bone, you realize that what you're standing in is essentially a bog. And the longer you stand there, the more you can literally feel the muck-like hands on your boots, slowly, inch by inch, pulling you deeper into this muck, making it more and more difficult to even stand. Everyone can make me a perception check, please.
I am also, my favorite terrain is swamp.
Perfect.
Perception. It's a 17.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
21.
Dirty 20 as well.
11.
Good first rolls.
Ooh, 12. I'm not the lowest.
All right. 10 to 15. You can smell burning wood, but it's that damp smell. You're just kind of like, ugh. It smells like wet dog. 15 to 20. Raise your hand. 15 to 20. You look kind of over the broken tree line. The trees are pretty dead. There are sporadic spots where there's life, but it's not the verdant green you would expect. You've even seen in groves back on Ravnica. I mean, you know for one, you are not on Ravnica. Instead, you see a dull green that's almost like it's always on the verge of demise. 20 or above. Over this tree line, you see smoke. Controlled smoke. As if coming from hearths. Which, odd to you, you really don't come from a world that uses a lot of that. You know that some of the Gruul clans, which is where your Goliath tribe would be a part of, they might still use such archaic means of self-sustenance, but not on Ravnica. Not civilized people wouldn't do that. What would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to get out of this bog.
No, I think we'll head over there to the fire.
You and your accents. you and your love of Australian accents.
I tried to not do it. But it's gonna be like
Now you're like
mixture.
slipping into like London.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
That's fair.
It's hard.
They're cat-like.
What's it going to take to get ourselves out of this bog?
It's a little bit of a difficult bit of terrain, slow slogging. So I would like everybody to make me just an acrobatics or just straight dexterity if you don't have acrobatics as a trained skill.
It's not so good.
14.
11.
That's not much better.
4.
14 as
7.
well.
Oh, a 4 over there?
18.
I'm a 7-foot tall warforged. Slightly more nimble as a gnome.
If you are below 10,
Yep.
you realize you're starting to sink. You also need to realize you will not get an attack this round.
Oh, what?
Wait, what?
10 or above? 10 to 15?
Yeah.
You will be at disadvantage this round. 15 or above,
Yeah, me.
you will be regular. We are rolling initiative. I'll have somebody else control an initiative for me. I just want to see what your stuff is.
Oh, you mean write it down?
Yeah,
Track
keep
it?
track of it. 'Cause I
Okay.
have much stuff
I got
going
some
on.
paper out.
Can we just track it on the parental thing?
I didn't have anything for mine, so
That's
Yeah.
fine. I got paper. I'll write it and I'll put us all a little above him. Just tweak it.
I
You'll
got
never know.
30, 20
Roll
for
initiative.
initiative.
15.
Okay. Okay. Hold
Oh,
on.
it's my worst roll already.
Hold on. New names. Okay. So Balder got a 15.
Yep.
What's the guy
Corn
here?
was a 20.
4,
12.
12. Shurit.
13. Charette.
Shurit. I spelled it phonetically, so I'm hoping I don't screw it up. Torin.
Dirty 20.
So it's spelled like it sounds.
Spelled like it sounds. Magnar.
Oh, I got a 9.
Excellent.
9.
Right.
I got a... Oh boy, I really don't like this character sheet. The dex bonus that adds on to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll just do it that way. I got a 10.
Perfect.
10?
I am going in 14.
What initials or something?
You said acrobatics, right?
You can put YM.
I'm sorry, you said 14.
Yep.
Oh boy, not so good.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, Torin's first.
Oh, I take that back. 16.
Torin's still first.
But you failed, so you don't get to go this round.
Unfortunately, then it's YM's.
Okay.
And then Balder.
Out. Everyone make me a perception check, please.
Man. New trace. 18.
Oh,
15.
that's amazing.
Oh, that's
15 for yours truly.
8.
9.
22.
9.
I like this. Bring back my big ass.
15 or
mouse.
above, you see a plant you've never seen before in the bog. And it seems to, like its flowering head and vines have almost turned to you like they would turn to the sun. As if they are taking in light from where you are, or better, or more disturbingly, as if they've seen you.
Would I be able to identify what kind of creature this was?
You'd have to roll really well, but you can always take that opportunity.
If it's my favorite enemy, would that
You are in a
affect
bog, I'll let you roll.
it? Okay.
Roll a disadvantage.
I've never seen a plant before.
Oh.
You've never seen anything like this probably before, but you can definitely roll for it.
Oh, I
I'm
got
intrigued.
a 20 and a
It's all
9.
feed me, Seymour.
I'm gonna roll nature.
Oh, it'll be 11.
And it's just gonna roll out of there. That's 17.
Or do you want a nature check?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were doing perception. Sorry. Nature.
You already
it's
conceded.
still 11.
Okay. You recognize that it's with an 11. It's some type of flowering vine.
Okay.
And it's
So
definitely
not-
moving through the bog. It's like alive, or it's aggressively alive,
So
but
not
you
an
haven't seen it
aberration?
before. Not an aberration.
Okay.
You've seen this, but you've only seen it once, and only dead, like samples of it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of rack your brain, and you're kind of running through quickly, and you're like, I know this, I know what it is. And that's about the time the hands come out of the mud and start to grab you.
Oh, great.
It's a yellow musk creeper.
You're a yellow musk creep.
And what you realize is it creates zombies.
Your
Nailed
mother
it.
said.
What?
It creates what?
Zombies.
Zombies.
Cool.
So,
I'm so excited.
coming out of the bog, working their way out, comes
You're really well timed.
4 zombies. They've got vines running through their face. Where their eyes should be are these off-colored, putrid yellow flowers that, again, the buds of them open when they come out into the light and kind of come upon you. They'll be making their attacks. And I am going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it easy. Hey, Cassandra, you get 2 of them.
Oh, fantastic.
Beard, you get 1. And Warrior, you get 1.
Yes.
Are you saying that's what we're being attacked, or are you saying you rolled and it hit our AC?
No, that's who's you're getting attacked.
Okay.
So, we just come out. Club with their hands. Beardski, 16.
No, thank you.
I say thee nay.
Also, I have no brains. So
True.
good luck
True.
with that.
Warrior,
Yeah.
Please don't crack my shell.
21
Nope.
for 10.
10.
Yeah, I max damaged you. Cassandra,
Undead, right?
they are undead.
Because I have protection from evil of good on me at all times.
Oh, you know what? They're not undead, technically.
What?
Technically, they're plants.
The aberration plants.
It's like
No, they're not.
it's like
You
The
already-
Last of Us.
Why would you do that to me? I was real excited.
Because
about
I
how
really
you-
don't like
I
it.
asked this-
Special thing
aberrations
up.
are my
We
favorite.
may be
enemy.
married, but I don't like you.
That's not.
Not in
Wow.
D&D.
I
Not in
appreciate
D&D. Don't like you.
Nothing personal.
Yeah, you're not married in D&D.
Yeah,
We're not
no.
married in D&D,
We're
no.
married in D&D.
No.
All right, here comes the 2 attacks.
Oh boy.
Does a 9 hit you? Because
No.
I know a 20 does.
Oh, okay, yeah. 9, no, 20, yes.
4 on the hits.
4. Ooh.
Yep. And then all of
So
you
good when you have 23 hit points.
must make a con save.
Oh my.
Just them, right?
All of
That's
you
still a good roll.
All right then.
must make a con save.
12.
19.
10.
Right.
Anyone who's under 13, raise thy hand. Oh my gosh, really good?
This is
This
what happens when I get to go first.
You
When I have
are
a high initiative.
all incapacitated for 2 rounds.
Oh my
For
god.
what's the
On
condition?
top of the round, I can't act on?
What's the condition?
Oh no.
Incapacitated?
Oh, there it is. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was a general term or. Okay.
It means you are
Dude, so my freaking.
can't take actions or reactions.
So my freaking 20 initiative means nothing. God damn it. That sucks.
These things are starting to literally pull themselves
It'll
out,
get better next time.
and you can hear
I'll die in the meantime.
roots growing beneath them, letting them step out to get more of an even keel with you. Them hitting you before on this first round was them striking you from basically from the waist down. They will be on you in the next round, and some of you won't be able to do much about it for the next 2 rounds. So, who is not incapacitated and can
I
go?
rolled a 22.
You would both go.
Both the girls before me.
And you said we're at disadvantage this round?
This round.
Question.
Yes.
Prior to our transport to this wonderful new land, were we engaged in combat? Would we
You
have
were in an
weapons out?
explosion, yes.
Fantastic. All
But
right.
you found yourselves mysteriously healed because you thought you were dead.
This is so much better than that. All right.
Maybe we are dead.
All right.
This is just hell and we don't know
With
it
my
yet.
action,
But they're not alive.
Why would you do that?
with my action, I'm going to cast Mage Armor,
Hey, Nick.
They're mysteriously made of shadow.
and there's a big plant guy and how many zombies?
There's 4.
4 zombies. All right.
Slowly working their way out of the muck. They're all about waist deep, and they're quickly getting out because while they're working, they're also getting pushed up from the bottom.
And they're between us and the big weird plant.
Yeah, the main head of it. Think about like a big sunflower head.
Okay. Sounds so nice. All right, bonus action.
It would be almost beautiful if
It
not
wasn't
so
killing us.
disturbing.
Great. All right. Then what I will do is for my bonus action, I will use Hidden Step to turn myself invisible.
Ooh.
And I will move away from the zombies a little bit. Kind of get myself into an advantageous position. That's my turn.
Okay, you're up.
Oh boy. Rory is definitely going to write this down when she's done. But she didn't deal well with trying to get bit, so... How am I oriented for the 4 zombies?
I'm not sure I know who that is, but I think I know who it is.
Someone else knows you.
Oh boy.
How am I oriented with the 4 zombies and the flower?
So the 4 zombies have come out, and they've come between you and the flower. They're within melee range. The flower is about 30 feet away.
Okay. Can I go? I want to go on the farthest side for the zombie on the one side. I'm gonna try to come around.
Okay.
Okay. So.
If you would move, one of them would get an attack of opportunity because you had 2 on you.
Oh, I have 2 on. Oh, that's right. I had 2 on me. Never mind. I'll stay there. I will hit the nearest one with my longsword. Hopefully.
How many of these are there again? 4?
18.
That does hit.
Yes. 4. Oh, that's terrible. 4, 5 slashing.
Okay. You come down across it. You cut through. You can hear the bone break, but it almost doesn't sound like bone. And then you get a good look down as it continues to crawl its way out. And where the bone should be, it's rotten wood. So you can see small grubs and worms working their way through the vivisected skin.
It's kind of better, but it's kind of...
Just give me 2 more turns.
Just so I know. So I have 2 mastiffs, guys, but you said
Excellent.
When you whistle for them, they don't come. Instead, beside you, manifesting out of shadow, are 2 mastiffs. And they don't look right. They have red eyes, and they are completely manifested out of shadow.
Shadow Pokemon.
Okay. Do they look like they're gonna hurt me?
Let's cleanse them.
No, they look like they'll obey.
They'll obey. Okay.
You can have them also attack.
I would have them also attack.
They keep their stats. They're just
They bite with a +3.
every round you need to roll to see if they remain corporal.
Oh boy. So they bite with a +3. 17.
That hits.
4. Oh gosh, they did max damage. 7.
Okay. They bite and tear into.
That's good.
Ignore it. Ignore it, please. For the love of God, ignore it.
One bites into the side and the other bites into the head, and they try to pull this thing apart like they're tugging on a chew toy. And they pull and they pull and they pull, and it starts to rupture in half, but it swipes them away. Now roll me percentages, please, for
Your
both of them.
zombie also gets to make a DC 11 strength save or be knocked prone, it says.
Yeah, easily.
It's a perception?
Yep.
Easily.
No, it's
Stars are
roll
nothing.
me percentiles.
Oh, percentile. Percentile. I had him in my hand, but I said perception. 46.
Oh yeah, they stay corporal. Did you move, by the way?
Oh, no, I did not. I stood still. So there's
Alright.
2 on me.
So we're to round 2. None of you can do
Don't look at
anything
me.
except for...
I got to go that first round.
Oh,
You
we
did, and then you
Supposed to.
failed.
I didn't get to go.
I could rage with my bonus action. I would like to.
Well, yeah, you can. You can
It will go away if I am not attacked. But I have a funny feeling they're going to try.
probably.
To attack me.
So excellent. You can definitely rage.
I'm so very angry.
But if we're top of the pop, then it's why.
Is that
Alright.
right to the X spells as bonus actions?
Some spells are bonus action.
Mm.
And they'll usually say what bonus action is. So yes.
Alright.
Some do the bonus action.
Here we go. Around the table, 4 zombies.
Remember, I'm invisible, and that my AC is 17 now.
If I'm gonna,
Are
1
invisible.
on Nate Dog. 2 on Silverback, and 1 on Warrior.
I'm invisible.
if I have my 20 initiative,
We'll
can
roll
I
at
use
disadvantage.
a bonus action?
I'm sorry, what?
I feel
If
like
I,
they
can I
don't.
use a bonus action? with my-
You
with
can
my
use a
initiative?
bonus action. I think you
Okay.
can use a bonus action.
I have.
You can use
I
a.
have 2 spells that are
Yep.
under my bonus.
You
action.
can't take actions and reactions.
Oh. Well, you can do bonus action?
Yep.
So I want.
No
to
actions, no reactions.
Maybe use Hail of Thorns.
All right. Well, they'll get their attacks off first.
Okay. No, never mind. I don't want to use that actually. So never mind.
All right. So Nate Dog,
Yep.
18
Oh yeah.
for 9.
I don't like that.
Silverback 2 attacks. One was a whiffa. In fact, no. Okay. The other one was a 15.
Oof.
Is that hit?
Does it?
AC 15.
You talking to?
Who are you talking to?
Silverback.
Oh.
AC 15. Sorry, I'm kind of figuring out how my thing here works on my phone. My AC is 16.
Miss. 2. Oh no, 1 on warrior. 9, I'm sure misses.
It does.
All right, and the plant.
These incapacitated guys are very fearsome, and I believe it.
Begins to move towards you
What?
in the bog, and you can see tendrils moving.
Keep talking.
Eyes on the prize.
Yeah, keep
I'm the
talking.
prize.
Cool with that?
Yes.
That's a yes.
You can see like tendrils moving. They look like roots, but they're moving to the top of this mud, this quagmire. They're not there yet, but they will be getting there soon. And one of them at least looks as big as your thigh.
Yikes.
That is their turn.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I was tracking that. So Boulder would be next, and then Shuret.
All right. How far away am I from the plant?
The plant, you are now 15 feet.
Okay. As my bonus action, I will use Hexblade's Curse on the plant.
Make
And,
me a perception check as well.
5.
Okay, you're good.
All right.
You are very focused.
I'm super
You're like, that is a big plant, and those are zombies.
Got
Both
the-
of which I do not like.
Got the lay of the land. All right. Then I am going to attack the plant with my weapon. Is it a fiend or an undead creature?
It is not.
That's dumb. All
It's,
right.
it's fiending for something.
All right.
Brains.
Is there anything? Are any of the zombies within 5 feet of it?
Is there zombies within 5 feet of it?
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
Okay. Then I will also use Green Flame Blade. That is a 23 to hit.
That
And
is
that is-
definitely it.
All right. That is 11 damage to the plant.
Ooh. Okay.
It's bludgeoning damage. And that is 3 damage to the closest zombie, which is fire damage.
Okay. Is that the one that you'd been all been damaging?
I don't know.
No, it's not the closest one. Okay,
I
that's
don't
fine.
know. Great. And then that's it.
Okay.
Shuret.
Well, I was not disturbed last turn, so my rage has abated. I'm still quite angry.
Despite all your rage,
I'm
you're still just a warforged in a
uh,
quagmire.
disembodied gnome and a warforged. Would it be possible to swap out one of my mechanical hands so long as I'm not doing anything with it?
Sounds dangerous.
I'll consider it a bonus action.
Yeah, it's basically like swapping it.
Yep, I'm cool with it.
I swap, my hand comes back into my arm, and out comes block and tackle. Reverse fishing!
Oh, quick. It's actually plus 2 damage to whatever I did, which was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
That was
believe
your
that's
Shuret?
to you.
Okay. I'm going after the one in front of me. I hit before.
It's definitely not looking very good.
Yeah, my dogs are more efficient than I was, so we'll let them go after something else. Oh, that's good, because that's a 9.
9 on the zombie. It's just not enough.
Not. But I will order the dogs to attack again. Oh, they got a 12. Man!
12 hits.
All of a sudden, okay, good. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. For 5.
You see your dogs rip this thing asunder. One grabs an arm, the other again chomps down on the head, and it's almost like watching a rotten pumpkin be dropped.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
Falls apart. Within, you can see vines and flowers sprouting, and as soon as it's destroyed, they slink back into the mud. Make a percentile roll for your dogs.
This one's for all my dogs.
60.
Okay. Good.
Wow, wow.
Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
They're much more efficient than I am, I think.
Alright, top of the pop, you are all back in the ball game. Oh, yeah, you're
Excellent.
back in the ball game.
Yay.
We also, for those who have never played with moi, I use escalation. So we are +1/+1 for players and for monsters. That's attack and damage.
And AC
Torn is right.
So I go first. So do I have? Am I being attacked by 2, right, in close range?
Currently, yes.
Okay, so I have a hand axe in my right hand and a short sword in my left hand.
And it's raining, by the way, if you didn't notice by the sound of rain.
Hey,
So
Yeah, we're
Ben.
moist.
Ben.
with a
So it says you nasty, Ben.
my strength, I get a 16.
Someone
Sure.
says you're brutal but fair.
to
16
hit.
hits.
Dan.
16 hits.
Huh?
Okay.
Doesn't
Type.
stand.
Yeah.
Then for 2 weapons, do I roll for them separately? I assume.
Yeah.
It is a visual medium. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually a visual. This is so
We joke
weird,
about it
so
all the
weird.
time, but now we're actually like, oh, hello.
You should really do it for extra life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for my hand axe first. That's 1d6 plus 2. So that's 5, and then my short sword is 1d6 plus.
Oh,
So I got a 7 with my hand
I just
axe,
remembered I have a thing I should have been
and
using after time.
and an 8
New
with my
character who
short
dis.
sword. So 15 total.
15 total.
On like whichever one is like kind of.
You hit the same one that Warrior blasted, Balder blasted a moment ago,
Okay.
and you just cut right through it. And it had gotten up erect, and now it just falls over.
Got a little
And you can see,
sexy raven.
And I said it ripped him. Damn near killed him.
you can see where the vines had grown literally through from the feet up and animated this, and you have cut them off, and there's this putrid smell and viscous liquid. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
There you go.
Ooh,
That'll do
18 plus 2, dirty 20.
Excellent. This, it looks like liquid at first, and then it almost puffs out into pollen. Kind of flows out from this corpse that you cut in half. And you're able to cover your face quickly as you recognize this is the same pollen that the flower itself extended out across you earlier. Charette.
No. After Torn, it's YM.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, why am I
I'll
now?
take it.
Yeah. There's 2 of them left because you guys have been murdering.
Not efficiently.
I've
but
literally
we're gonna
done
get
nothing.
there.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I've been sinking
To be fair, they're trying to murder us.
quite angrily.
Nate Dogg, roll me some percentiles really quick.
Oh, that sounds hideous.
It is going to be hideous. Roll better than 75%.
Would you believe 43?
Okay, well, then no more zombies come. 75% or better, or the more zombies would come up. So
Yay.
that would be good for me,
Excellent.
bad for you.
No more zombies.
Currently.
Yes.
The nicest
One
thing
on
is
you,
after
one on Cassandra.
not telling us whether it's high or low, so we're all like, use our inspiration. We're trying to get over
Use
75.
my like 7.5 foot tall longbow on some people.
On-
That's what I want to do.
Cortash, man, my dice love to smash you. 20
Yikes.
Use your
Yeah.
for
inspiration,
7.
Nate.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You're
Roya,
not allowed to die yet.
9.
At least it's not by a flying or a falling cow.
Yeah. Flying cow.
Not yet.
That is their turn. The
Yeah.
creeper will
leave well enough alone.
It's close enough.
Back off.
It will make a tendril attack
Oh no.
against. Oh no! Against one of you.
Is it me?
It's good. No, it's not. It's gonna be the beardliest one.
I'm having a good time.
Can work
I'm
with it.
not taking any damage. Haven't done
I'm
anything.
chilling out in this
Yeah.
murky bog.
Inside
I'm
my
very
shell, I
scary
feel
as
very
Goliath,
good.
so.
You take 4.
Man, I take 10 or 3.
If it only would have got to you when you were or hit earlier, and then I could have
He's the
stolen
biggest
intelligence
one, right?
points.
So if you go unconscious, no one can carry
Now,
you.
Charette.
All right, excellent. Well, since I'm sinking, I think what I'll use my block and tackle to cast over to the nearest.
Maybe perception check first.
Son of. Oh, an 18 with my perception bonus. It's an 18.
You see torches coming through
Oh no.
the
It's probably fine.
the tree line.
It's probably fine.
Looks like there's a small group of people coming your way, but you can definitely still do your action.
Oh boy. Good or bad? Good or bad?
Toots and antlers. I'm going to cast to the nearest tree. And
There's a downed log you can definitely get to.
excellent. I'll do. Oh, how big is the downed log?
It's big.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to cast to the downed log.
That's what I say every
Should I
morning,
make a roll to that? Do I need to roll?
especially after I take meds.
Okay. That one's for the kids. Roll.
true.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah, make me a ranged,
Okay.
basic ranged weapon attack.
Ranged weapon attack. 15.
You are able to very easily and skillfully
Excellent.
wrap your cord around your fishing line.
Yes.
Your line, daddy, hits that log.
It's all those times
When
you've
my
won
line
the
hits that
Bassmaster.
log. All right, I'll do that, and then I'll activate my my very slow reeling mechanism,
Oh boy.
which allows me to move
Just like
1/2 speed. So I
Perfect.
shall move 15 feet
Excellent.
with a fishing rod.
Why didn't you activate
You're
the
a
fast
giant
ram?
golem person.
because I've
somehow.
already taken in my move.
I love the
This
image
is-
of
This
a
is wild. You
giant,
think
like,
you're going to
golem
get
person
D&D and
with
you
a
get
fishing
popular
rod.
mechanics.
Yes. Cordash.
Very
All right.
slow pulley system.
I am going to cast Shillelagh,
Nice.
and then I'm going to smack the nearest zombie plant thing.
Okay, you can go, are you going after one of the zombie plants, or are you trying to get to the actual plant?
Is there a zombie plant right next to me? Because didn't I just get attacked?
You did.
So I will not move away. I do not
Perfect.
want that
Just
thing
wanted to make
attack
sure.
me. Ha! So that is a dirty 20.
Turn the volume down there. Oh, this one's apparently loud.
Dirty 20 is a hit.
Thank you.
And that is 8 damage. Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. You're able to crush in the head of this zombie.
Excellent.
Um,
Does it like poof spores on me?
and when you do so, the vines inside start to grip around your shillelagh, and it grabs a hold of your shirt loosely.
like
It's
that.
still there.
Okay.
Hold on loosely.
Yoinks.
Don't let go.
I'm not letting go.
All right,
me.
Balder.
No?
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
we skipped Boulder. You went. It's Boulder than Shurit. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Your list is opposite of mine.
Then I cast my
You got
block
it.
and tackle
All right.
slightly later.
That is.
And still
I'm
rolling
gonna
18.
I'm gonna attack the plant again. That is
Okay.
a 19 to hit.
19 definitely hits.
Sweet. That is that is 13 bludgeoning damage.
You're able to cut the head from the stalk. Or actually, you wouldn't cut it. You would
Bash it off.
bash the whole thing into the
Just
ground.
Home run
You
style.
splatter mud and gunk all over you, and you look, and the base of the plant that had almost risen to the top of this muck is made up of just the flotsam and jetsam of corpses.
Wow.
You have
Excellent.
Leroy and Astro. And
you have intestine and just viscous insides splattered all over
Oh.
Your
it's
very
like the
nice
Rock
clothing
from
I
Dark
hope
from
not.
Ravnica.
I hope you're not wearing white.
It's just overalls. It's
Okay,
not
good.
that nice.
It's a Dark
And-
Souls boss.
Ugh.
When that happens, the last two zombies drop to the ground.
Cool. So it's dead.
Oh, good.
I get 6
appears
hit
to be
points
so.
back. Yeah.
I got my
like
weapons
it.
out. I'm ready for a fight still. With my favorite terrain, I'm always alert in a
Wait,
swampy environment.
You can see that there appears to be a group headed your way. You get a good look. It's kind of hard because it's very hazy. The swamp itself, I mean, the rain is cold, but the bog is kind of disgustingly warm.
Humid.
So there's this haze.
Someone said moist on there earlier.
That's because he said moist first.
And you think maybe 7, but then you get a better look and you think maybe 10.
How far away was this log from where I was lodged?
I mean,
About 15 feet.
if we're out of a fight, can I go just help him get out of the mud?
He's real heavy.
Yeah, because any other
Yeah,
large,
yeah,
strong
I'm just-
people
I'll,
want to come and help me
I'll
with this?
just slush off some of the guts and go pick up Charette.
Just some
It
of them,
takes a
not
little bit
all
to
of
get
them.
there,
Again,
but you guys
yeah,
are
I'm not
all
strong.
together.
And I actually ignore difficult terrain in
Okay.
swamps too.
Well, everyone else takes a moment to get there.
Sweet
You
Jesus.
could just wait for
I
us.
think
We'll
it's
get
the
there.
I think it's the whole party.
pounds.
Let me check. I think as long as I'm in the party.
But when you finally all gather together,
Yeah, this difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, and your group can't become lost except by magical means.
Oh,
There's probably no
I like
magic
this.
here.
Definitely none whatsoever.
I was not encumbered. It's a Goliath just coasting.
yeah, it's totally just coasting it out all the time.
Super casual.
Light as a feather.
Oh yeah.
No big deal.
I don't weigh like 400 pounds either. It's fine.
You know, as you do.
This might be the heaviest group I've ever played in.
Seriously.
I'm tall but slender. The
Torin's
dolphins are real
rocking in like
thin.
450
I weigh
pounds.
450 pounds.
Dude,
I'm
me
guessing
too.
that yes, yes.
Man.
The highest of 5
I can't
requested
get
for
my,
obesity.
I'm just 8
The
feet
Furbolg is
tall.
big. The Goliath is big.
7 foot
This guy
6'2".
lives big.
I'm 6'3".
You live
I mean,
big.
that's still pretty freaking big.
205.
Live.
Yes.
Nailed it. Gesundheit.
Bless you.
Something is bothering
Thick
me.
boys.
Make a
Yeah,
constitution saving throw.
compared to all you guys, I'm tiny. I'm 6'5", 160. So
Hey, what are you doing there?
what are you doing there?
Seems like we're sinking.
Not anymore.
It's weird because this train seems like it would be difficult, but it's not that
We
bad.
heard a bunch of noise. There's a man. He kind of walks up. He's carrying a very, very nice-looking pitchfork. Like maybe that's not used for hay.
Only the nicest.
Oh, dude, now we're in Bloodborne.
That looks nice.
Also, you notice he has a scabbard and a sword on his back. The men around him also are in kind of tattered clothing. To you, just like they would look like maybe members of the Gruul, but you've never seen them quite as dirty. What are you doing? This is where we dump the bodies.
We have no idea.
We just kind of randomly showed up here.
Did a little
Well,
like
get him out! Get him out! They throw ropes out to you and give you the ability to walk your way out a little easier.
I don't need those ropes.
Can I make a quick stop by that plant and investigate? And,
Yes, you definitely
I'm
can.
sorry, real quick. Are you
Maybe take
saying
some
that they're
plant things?
telling us to walk this way?
They are telling you to walk this way.
Thank you.
Just give him a kiss.
I give them the illusion that I'm using the ropes to
Okay.
get out.
We don't
Make them feel better.
I
I need
will
a-
say this. I draw the line when they tell me
Uh-oh.
to talk that way.
Sean's on there. The dungeon master is my uncle.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
Hello, Sean.
If I say bad words,
Always
it's not
fine.
my fault.
Sean's heard him before. I just like his name. Did you see his name? He's Flamebringer 05.
Oh,
It's a good name.
me too.
You're, what is your race again?
I'm a Kalashtar. Humanoid.
I just can't remember what everyone was.
Is there something on fire?
I wrote it on both sides.
Smart. I forgot my race.
I didn't put those things down either.
I forgot to put my race.
No, I didn't ask. I for the purposes of
What are you writing? What I missed?
Furbolg.
People on Twitch, if you can zoom in on his screen, tell us what it says.
Enhance.
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 Zoom and enhance.
It
Torm,
looks just like it does in the thing.
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. Ranger. Red Dragon, if that matters as well.
Okay. So you guys get all the way out. You are going to investigate. Make me an investigation check. You can, or a nature check. I'll let you choose. Investigation would be
I choose nature.
okay.
Actually, they're the same.
Oh, kill the party. I knew it.
Ooh, natural 20.
It looks like it's
Natural
my
20?
natural
Oh.
20.
What do you
Party.
take? Get yourself a card.
Oh, dude, I just deleted a party horn app from
Wait,
my
is
phone
it the
that I
blue
could've
ones or the
played.
other ones?
Never fear.
The blue ones are for natural 20s
We
on
need,
skill
we need
checks.
some kind of
Yes.
sound effect for natural
These
20s.
fancy cards.
Nord Games produces a wonderful.
Oh, someone else confirmed that's what they saw. Our master plan is to kill the party.
Natural 20!
Blah, 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 blah.
All I can see is TP, NK. Anyone know what that means?
Okay, you are able to, if you have a little bit of time,
Yep.
potentially harvest some of this pollen.
Yeah, harvest it.
Excellent.
Hit the
Okay,
pollen.
Or are you going to
I-
spend time to do this because you also know that you'll do it so at advantage, but there is a potential risk.
I will take that risk.
Can I use my nature skill to assist?
I
Do you want to
actually,
go back and help him do that?
I actually want to
Yeah,
go
I mean,
back
I'm
and
not.
help.
I'm not encumbered by the terrain at all, so I can come and
Okay.
go.
I
Okay.
do not want to go back.
Like I
And
say,
yeah,
I want to go back and
I'm gonna
sketch
help
this all
you.
in my book.
So I don't know if that means you roll at advantage or.
He does. You do roll an advantage.
Well, that one just got real excited.
It's
That was also a 20, but it's on the carpet. I don't think it counts.
exhilarating.
So that is 15.
You were so excited about this extraction. You're able to get 2 doses of yellow creeper pollen. Or I should say yellow musk creeper.
well,
60% of the time it works every time.
So just read from the target must make a, and that's what it does. Okay,
I'm
my name's
sorry.
Roost. I'm the local barber. I take care of the bodies.
Oh, not like haircuts?
More like cuts.
Oh, alright.
But around here, we end up having a lot more than cuts. So we just dump the bodies in the quagmire. But you're not from around here. He looks, especially at,
One came in a
he looks at all of you except for
I'm blue. By the way.
Portash, strangely, because you look relatively human.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of you, he just like has never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, I'm blue, so.
I don't know what you are, but I know the Father will want to see you. You've been delivered by the King to help us, haven't you? You're here to deliver us.
We have no
The
idea.
King, the King has sent you. Guardians from above you are, like shining lights.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Shining lights.
That's what I like to view myself as.
You have shining lights.
Yes.
Look at you, you're an angel, ain't you?
Yes. Yes.
He runs over, he spits on his hand, and he wipes the mud off of you.
Oh, thank you.
Shining he is. I remember shining. And he kind of shakes it off for a second, and he says, We've got to get you back. Will you follow us?
Be stupid not to.
Well, I'll take you to my home. We'll see the good father. Welcome to Pickman's Hollow.
Thanks. You got vaulted ceilings in that there.
I'm putting my weapons away. Seems like
No. We'll do our best.
All right. Fair enough.
So you make about a 20-minute walk through, again, just this wet muck. Alongside the road, you can see that there's pumpkin patches and other gourd patches. But they definitively end before you get...
Hashtag remember shiny.
No, it's not remember though. It's remember.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm a
It definitively ends probably about 150 feet before that large quagmire starts. So anything you want to talk to Roost about on the way? The others kind of seem to be no eye contact, just really intimidated by you.
Why?
They've never seen anything like you
Weird
before.
looking.
We look like anybody else.
Well,
You've got grey rocky skin, you do.
I do.
You look like when my house gets wet and the mud cakes off.
Yeah.
That is
Except for
that's a nice
Fancio.
compliment.
falling up the rear.
I'm
view,
dirty like
out,
ass.
just
Yeah,
kinda
it's me.
listening for-
I've never seen a dragon before.
Hey.
I've heard stories. Me grandmum could read, and she read us tales. Oh, those tales.
I'm gonna walk next to Cord under my breath, be like, "Have you ever heard of Pickman's Hollow?"
I've never come across it.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for, well, as long as I can remember. And it's always been us farming and then sending the food all the way over to New Prudence to be shipped. It's a big city there is. That's for the learned folk.
Ooh.
That would be for us then.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, these pumpkins are great. What kind
Oh,
of?
would you like one?
Yeah.
He goes over and they pick one up, and he picks up and hands it to you.
Do you have like a good sense of smell?
And
I'm gonna
it's
smell that thing before they give it to my friend.
okay. It smells okay, so a little sickly, sweet.
Looks normal though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Carry the pumpkin.
he's like, we've got only a very, very, very tight window of time we do before they go rotten, and then we just throw them in the bog.
Everything just goes in the bog, huh? Like big old pot of soup.
Years ago, when I was little, there was a beast that lived in the woods. Ate everything we threw in the wood. And then angels from on high, not unlike yourselves, came and they rid us of the beast.
Man, we just kicked that soup back.
And then they too left us to go to New Prudence to try to find their way. They said they were travelers. You are travelers?
I mean, I think we are now.
Not on purpose.
We've traveled from time to time.
I traveled as a child.
I've never been out of Derelith. I've never been out of Pickman's Hollow. Can't see me leaving. Too much here. Too much good here.
Right, yeah.
The king
Bad
The king that
pumpkins.
crawls, he still is worshipped here.
Can you tell us more about that king?
Do we know anything offhand about the king that crawls?
You do not.
Where is Derelith in respects to Ravnica?
I don't know no Ravnica. I never heard of it.
It's the whole planet is Ravnica. We are Ravnica.
No, you are in Derelith. You are south of Lemuria,
where's
and
that?
you are north of the Mentaloo. And I think, oh yeah, you're west of Folknovia. And he spits on the ground.
Would I,
king ginger that crawls.
with my like nature perception, would I be able to just like sense that we're in a different place?
You can make me a check.
What am I making with a nature check?
Just perception or nature. I'll let you do
Okay.
either one. If it's nature, roll at advantage.
Oh, okay. I'll do nature then.
Since you are a ranger.
Nature.
Someone else knows the king that crawls. They said, oh.
I got an 18.
Yeah, you're like, I don't get any Ravnica here at all.
Kansas anymore.
This isn't Ravnica.
You're like, you're thinking like, I should be able to see, even if with the explosion, I should be able to see the spires of any of the districts, of any of the city. Even if we were blown all the way across the world, the entire world is a city. Even in the districts where there are large swaths of untamed land, or areas where the Gruul have torn society down, you can still see society. Here it looks like there is no society nearby.
The air is different here.
And the air is different. The sky is different.
Tell me what it smells like.
It smells like wet burnt wood to him.
Oh, if only I could smell it.
You do
You're
miss
not
smelling.
missing much.
Wet burn.
Beard, make me a...
Smell deception?
No, make
Yes.
me a... roll me one 10-sider, please.
Oh.
Just one.
Just one. Would you like single digits or
So
increments of 10?
you just single digits is fine, but you do what makes you feel good.
Single digits it is. A 3.
So you are going to start with a stat on your page,
I'm going to start with what?
a new stat on your page.
Alright.
That stat is madness,
Oh boy.
and you're starting at a 97.
Just him or all
Wait,
of
what?
us?
Just beard. You have this moment where you can feel your body, what it was, and you can smell everything you used to be able to smell. You can
Shoot.
Oh,
you smell all of the, even the artificial smells. You smell the ozone of electricity that you are producing in your lab. The way that it arced and shot, that is one of your favorite smells. You can smell
It's one of my
your
favorite smells.
favorite food, the way that the large crustaceans that the Simics would breed and create, the way they're roasted to absolute perfection with a sauce that is divine. You would eat until you felt like you were going to burst. You can smell the smell of the longing of the last person you loved, and the scent of on their neck, and then you can smell your flesh burning.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that took a turn.
You smell you burning alive.
That sounds terrible.
Just like a death match.
You
it wasn't pleasant the first time.
and you start to feel like you've unraveled just a little bit, and you snap back to and realize no time has passed, except for maybe 5 seconds as you've stopped walking.
Baby shit.
That one's for the kids.
So, you're not on Ravnica, no.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
The other thing you smell, which you don't have a memory of smelling, is you smell not just the burning of you, but you smell the gas and the poison gas that flooded through and eliminated many of the people in your building that you helped facilitate with Tezzeret. and then you smell their flesh as it burns chemically, and then the explosion hits.
That's unpleasant.
Oh, my little.
I liked it better when I was fishing for logs.
Bruce says, "Don't get left behind. You don't want to be stuck out here at night, even if you are some type of angel."
Of course.
Alright, well, let's talk to your father.
Let's do it.
Father Soap's going to be so excited to see you.
Soap.
It's weird because it doesn't smell like these guys are well.
So you come into Pickman's Hollow. It's probably, you're guesstimating, got about 500 people who live here during a good year. And you're thinking that population could drop almost by half during a bad.
Ooh, it's not good.
You see a lot of children. You don't see a lot of elderly. You know what I'm saying? Looks like maybe the winters are hard here.
They get sick quicker.
You looks like they don't live
They
off
have an
of a whole
excellent
lot.
healthcare system that's just out of town.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's mainly made up of a quagmire.
Only open on
Bad form, Jack.
But you see that there are a lot of sturdy log built homes here. Make me a perception check, especially those of you who have backgrounds with like forestry or nature.
19.
17.
I got a 19
14.
plus. I got a 21.
Come,
Critted.
take a blue card. If you scored a 15 or better, you walk by and you push on one of those logs, and they're just waterlogged. I mean, you leave a handprint. You realize that,
Man.
yeah, these look pretty strong,
Excellent.
but they're. This whole place is just kind of rotting.
Wet.
It's
We're
wet.
going to stop touching stuff.
The only. A lot of them have like caked mud up the side, about waist high, over and over and over again, almost as if they've formed a barrier. The only exception is there is a huge stone church in the center of town. It's on a hill. And he points to it and he says, "There it is, right up on Sentinel Hill. Keeping watch, the king does, right over all of us. Keeps us safe, he does.
The crawling king?
King that crawls, he is. He crawls down with us. We aren't worthy of him, but he crawls with us nonetheless. He fought for us during the Dawn War, he did, and it cost him everything. He leads you up a broken stone staired pathway that you can tell has been walked thousands of times by literally thousands of souls.
Do these souls have feet?
Literally.
Literally.
They're foot soldiers.
There's a bang on
Good run,
the wooden doors
The feet have souls.
by his dirty hands, and a older rotund man comes and waddles his way to the door. And he says, "What do you want?" Father, heroes, they came." He says, "Heroes?" And he yanks the door open. He says, "Oh, King be blessed. King be blessed." He grabs a holy symbol and he kisses it over and over and over again.
Yes, that's my new MC name. King be blessed. Writing that down.
Hey there,
Out of the rain, out of the rain! He grabs you and
yeah,
ushers you in.
hey, we're the new angels in town. Want a pumpkin?
Food? I can get you food. Marion! Marion! A woman, she She's like, she can't be older than 16. Already pregnant. Waddles in, and she says, yes. She looks exhausted. She says, food, food, food! We need food for our heroes! And she sighs and exhaustedly waddles back out and goes behind a swinging door, wooden door. He brings you towards the front of his church past the pews. A couple men that were with Roost bring a table in. He has chairs brought in. He says, how did you know? Of course the king of course sent you, but his divine measure is astounding. So you've come to save them.
No. Yeah. Uh-huh. We should have.
Can you remind us who them are?
Oh, young Katie Smith and that rapscallion Otis Stilt.
Katie Smith and Otis Stilt.
Katie Smith.
She's the Smithy's daughter, hence the last name. We've 4 other Katies. We can't just call her Katie.
So many.
We already called one Catherine.
Sorry.
So
Katie, what? Who's the
Katie
other one?
Smith.
No, who's the other one?
Like,
Otis Stilt.
Otis Stilt.
His father is the stilt maker in town, and they walk in the carnival.
We had a carnival once.
Yes.
It didn't go
I
well.
was gonna say, it doesn't look like.
They
it's
were,
back.
he spits on the ground, they were even worse than the Vistani.
Oh,
whoa. Wow.
Racist.
You don't know who the Vistani are, so it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Straight into the swamp with that circus rat.
But was it still or stilt?
Stilt.
Stilt. Okay.
S-T-I-L-T.
Is
I
the
just wanted
food
to make sure I
here?
wasn't mispronouncing.
Is the food here?
I got
They bring food here.
I'm smelling it, making sure it's not like passively, not like getting up in everybody else's like dishes or anything.
there's-
Like,
It's a lot of root vegetable. It's a lot of gourd.
Oof. Yeah.
And there is roasted goat meat that looks like it's been roasting for a while.
Like burnt.
What?
Like burnt.
No, it just looks like it's been slowly roasting for a while.
Oh yeah, the slow roast. Yeah. We all know.
falling off the bone.
Yeah. Oof. Tender little vittles. Yeah.
She exhaustedly, like she's sweating profusely, and she looks like she's about to pop out a child anytime. She chops off large portions, and he's like, more, they need this strength. And she pushes over plates to each of you, kind of clay crafted plates.
I like it. I like it.
They bring you wine. And then he says, eat, please.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
So,
this guy needs
I mean,
more.
obviously, I know what's going on with Katie and Otis, but could you probably tell the story for my friends here again?
Oh. Otis Stilt. Such a troublemaker. We tell the children all the time, stay away from the king's well. It's not something to be trifled with.
Jimmy fell in the well.
It's a good thing you got those dogs.
Yeah.
But Otis convinced Katie,
What's that ghost dog?
Sorry,
and
not
they
for real.
went down into the king's well. He goes over and he
It's a real well.
cranks away, and what you notice when he starts to crank is he looks rotund and kind of a little older, like in his mid-50s, but like under his brown robes, he's a strongly built guy.
Yeah.
It pulls up a large cat that you noticed that was in front of the dais. It's probably about the size of this room, and it's circular. And there's a spiral staircase that goes down, and when you look down in the middle of that room, there is a well. It's about 2 floors down.
Well,
We sealed off the well long ago because we could not control all the vermin that were breeding in it.
Breeding, okay.
But
Rat infestation, if
Just-
you will.
things.
Baldur just sort of like pushes his water glass to us.
Oh, we don't get our water from there. That is for our sacrifices to the king.
It's alright. Mine's got water in it.
You'll never believe who ended up in the domains of dread. So he might have found some water. So I'll say took a wrong turn there somewhere.
First there, sir.
What? I said what?
I'm mighty thirst.
This is Foghorn Leghorn.
It's thirst and quencher.
So
Plains.
he says that is where we give our sacrifices to the king.
In the well?
You know, I'm not opposed to
He
that.
crawls below us. He keeps us
Just pops
safe.
up in random.
What kind of sacrifices are those?
Whatever he hungers for. Generally animals.
It's a demigod.
Our largest livestock twice a year.
How do you know what he wants?
He
Tells us.
foretells it.
Everybody knows he tells us.
He sings.
We learn.
He'll tell you what he wants.
I'm just kinda
Sometimes it's
giving your character
important.
like a weird-
Last
Sorry,
year,
sorry.
last year we sacrificed all of our pumpkins
I'm
because
playing it real cool.
one of them bled when it was split. So we took all of our pumpkin, our entire crop,
Set the pumpkin down.
What you pumpkin lately?
Alright.
our entire crop, and we put it in the well,
I heard about
As-
the blood pumpkin.
as was
yeah.
demanded by the king who crawls.
It's fair.
Obviously, apparently.
He couldn't have sent a clear sign.
About this point, Marianne returns, and there's a man beside her. He's kind of a little bit older, and he's kind of trying to hide his tears, and he's
Is
shaking a little bit. And he's breathing kind of.
Marianne's the pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna beckon Marianne over and be like, pull up a chair.
You've come to save my daughter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Father Soap says,
Definitely.
This is Harris Smith, Katie's father.
Of course.
He's our Smith. She's been down there for.
No relation.
She's been down there for almost a full sunrise.
Oh.
I know that mighty warriors like yourselves need food.
Bad.
But- Can you save my daughter?
We could do a lot of things, but
We will be going.
yeah.
He looks at you and he grabs your arm. He grabs your arm. Like almost like it takes him a second to like figure out where you are, and then he grabs your arm very softly. And when he does, it's just like you can't tell if it's from tears or he's just sweating so much.
Everything's just
Sweat.
Got it.
damn.
Super moist.
But he says, "When
Shame.
when will you save her?"
Man,
We're gonna go real soon,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
I just
already.
feel like this has been such a nice short rest that
Have
we've
we been
had
able to
that
tell, like,
we
what
could
time of
probably
day it
head
is
out pretty
outside?
soon.
No. I mean, I'm just gonna.
Time just
already-
feels real wonky.
I'm already like just heading to the pit.
You gonna eat anything beforehand?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
we
we've been
what
eating.
they
Yeah,
made us.
we've been eating.
Yeah.
We're not
We eat and we
jerks.
listen.
Right?
And then we spend hit dice because we got hurt.
We got the food
I mean, you guys did. It's canon. I don't think.
is okay. It's kind of bland.
It's good enough.
You feel like, man, this is like real field ration stuff.
I'll eat
I
It'll
can,
get you through.
yeah, I can get through, but I would really like to eat something that has taste. at some
Torn
point.
doesn't give a shit.
The wine
Sewer.
is thick, and it has a almost a briny taste to it. Like you're like, oh, this is not overly good. But
We've had better.
you drink it out of politeness, and you want to
Torn
just.
doesn't drink.
Did
What?
you just have her sit down, or
Yeah, I was just like, hey, have a seat. She looks tired. Have a seat. Pull up a chair.
Torn
Sit
doesn't.
still.
Torn doesn't drink. He doesn't.
she just seems to be awed by your odd facial features.
I get that a lot.
You look like a deer I saw once. It ran through the forest.
Oh,
I used to
never
run
saw
through
it
the
again.
forest a lot myself.
Probably
Torn
far
is
away
sort of
from the
mentally
steel.
comparing the image of
Is
Baldur and a deer, and he
is your
doesn't.
nose cold? She reaches up.
No. It feels like a normal nose. It's not wet. It's not.
She like touches.
She's sick
It's
right
like it's a little furry though, right?
Yeah.
She like touches it, rubs it just a little bit, and kind of pulls her hand away slowly. Kind of, you can see like she just seems confused. Like she looks like someone who's touched a dream.
I get that a lot.
You're her dream.
Well, we are
Wow.
angels,
Pretty
if
dreamy.
you will.
I was in Furbolg Beat once.
Yeah.
All right, so you head down the stairs. There is a curving.
That was a short rest, right?
Yeah, you got a short rest.
Okay, so we can.
You can spin hit
some
dice.
hit dice. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe do
Alright.
that too. I do hit dice or two,
Got it back.
because
Oh, for the
Seems-
people who got injured in the fight.
that seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all those.
A bunch.
Hey, while they spin hit dice, I just want to say,
Perfect.
please go to Instagram and follow Verve Minis, VERVVMINIS, or you can reach that individual at VERVV92@gmail.com. It's someone that does miniature painting at
Like very tiny paintings.
very tiny miniatures.
And really like
Oh,
ornate.
Um,
and like,
painting miniatures, not
painting
miniature
miniatures.
paintings.
and like really
Yes.
small ornate frames.
At the source, Falcon Heights, correct? Still,
Yep.
Yes.
Falcon Heights does a really great job. Also does like dramatic lighting effects
And commissions.
and commissions.
Oh.
Finished their dissertation. Is going to be doing a lot more work. So please frequent them. They would be excited to have the opportunity to work for you and
If
with
you give me
you.
50 cents, I can do a white primer. And then that's it.
Higher.
And if you
And
give me
that's
the
it.
other 50 cents,
And then
I'll watch.
like $50 to go and buy a whole bunch of new paints.
And if you
then,
give-
and then I could do it.
And if you give me 50 cents, I'll find you in the club.
You can find. You get shot a whole bunch, but it'll be all right. You can find her work again on Instagram, VERVVMINIS on Instagram.
In less than the time it took to finish that ad. I did it.
Yes, because I'm super slow.
Mission accomplished.
Boom. All right, everyone take their.
Roll for it.
Yeah. Did everyone get their hit dice spent if that's what they wanted to do? I mean,
Yep.
if
Yes.
I
that's
didn't
Yeah.
need to, but
what you wanted to do with your
Shut up.
life.
It was because I needed some life.
I have a decent.
I've used
armor
one,
class.
got it back where I needed to. So, my invisible dogs, real quick. Still invisible? Still following?
They're there. They're still corporal.
Can I incorporeal? Sorry.
No, they're corporal.
Are they corporal? When did-
Corporeal, so they're
did they come
physical.
Yeah, when did they come back?
They never turned in corporal. They've stayed kind of black, shadowy.
Okay. Anyone else see them?
You don't get real
Everyone can
dogs.
see them, right?
I don't know. You can ask everybody.
I've always seen shadow dogs.
Oh, okay.
Do we see Shadow?
Well, you just knew when you guys worked together. She usually had two large
Yeah.
mastiffs,
Their names are Fred and George, by the way.
Fred and George. Yeah.
Well, I've never not seen them. They just look different.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, it looked kind of
This is
messed
just
up.
my eyes.
But I feel like we're in a different place. So
Yeah.
this seems on brand.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Just want to make sure.
No one else in the room seems to see them.
Oh. Like the father and whatnot? Oh. That's weird. Okay.
So you
Sure.
you walk down 2 floors where the spiral staircase. The staircase looks like it's been built into the church itself, but it's seen better days. And you get all the way down to this next floor, which is a circular room. There's doors all the way around. But you're more worried about the well, which is about the size of a circular version of this table. He has knotted ropes, and he's hooking them to a it's like a metal, almost looks like a bike rack.
Like block and tackle.
You know, like block and tackle, you can shoot with your arm. And he says you're going to have to lower down further. We don't have another way down.
All right, I'll go first.
I can go first. I'm the ranger.
I can see.
He says I can
Dark.
put 6 ropes down.
It's
You don't have to.
Oh, is it
that-
is big enough?
We're all,
for
how
for-
strong
pretty
is this
big.
rope?
Yeah,
They're
how
big
big
ropes.
is this space?
They're big,
We're
thick
huge
ropes.
people.
And we're also very big.
Yeah, is there room for all of us to go?
I feel like just shoulder to shoulder.
It's-
You can go down. You can go down in
It's an
3s.
Olympic size. Well,
You can go down in 3s.
Size.
How about that?
I'll go down first.
I'm gonna go down last.
I can see.
I'll go first. I'm
I'm
the
real
ranger.
strong.
I'll go.
Every time
next
before
to
one of you goes down, he says, "I would like to bless you."
Great. Let's do that.
Okay. So he says, "In the name of the king that crawls, may you find your destiny and find what we look for below." You can make a religion check.
All right. That's
No.
not bad.
10.
Your nephew spelled Minnesota wrong.
15.
Just so you know.
Fair.
12.
15.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
20. 30, 20.
Like we could add a D4 to roll. Blast.
You think so?
Okay, cool.
Wow. All right.
You feel like definitely there was a magical effect was put upon you.
Wow.
Well, I feel like
Great.
the king is helping me. You know?
Be careful what you wish for.
Okay.
All right, let me know.
Yeah, I just have a 10.
Yep. Everyone's all the way down?
I'm down.
Yeah.
I went down
Yeah,
first.
I went
I'll
down
go
the
down.
first group.
Sean
What
apologized
do
for his bad
what
spelling.
do I sense
Thank you,
in
Sean.
what changes in
Is
the
it-
air and the atmosphere down here as we descend into it?
You go down and like it hits a level where it gets kind of rank. It's a very, very stanky, and there's like mushrooms, and you kind of step through them as you rappel off the walls. And there's water that you think is probably seeping through from the actual ground down. But then you go farther down, and that goes away, and it gets dry again, and it's white, and there is a distinct smell of sulfur. And you cross down, and when you get to the floor, it's definitely been made of some type of stone. This was built, but it's uneven, it's old, and it's strangely clean.
Smells like work down here.
Like, if they're throwing down things, we should be seeing piles of things, right? If they're sacrificing things.
You look around, and it's very, very clean.
Is it lit?
Can I?
No, would you like to?
AF.
Would you like to light a torch?
No, I can see for under 20 feet. Like it's.
Would,
I would love to light a torch.
You
because
light
I
a
can't
torch.
see.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one.
which is
too.
good, because maybe perception check.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
14.
There we go.
Oh, that's not so good.
Jeez.
23.
15.
I rolled a 10, so with my bonus, it's a 10.
I got a 10 too.
15.
So what do only I see, apparently?
I got a 13.
I got a
The
15.
small light above you is gone, and you hear a clanking noise.
Oh, good, we're closed in.
And a lock.
What a sacrifice.
We should have
we
asked
are.
how we get out.
I regret.
Oh, crap.
I regret giving another pumpkin.
We're the sacrifice.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured. But we're tough. Huh?
Would
Yeah, we just beat up a plant.
I
Yeah.
be able? Is there any kind of sign that I'd be able to use like my nature skill for? Did it kind of anything left? It looks clean, but what is there any kind of sort of subtle sign that I might be able to recognize?
You can make me a nature check at disadvantage.
Okay.
No.
22.
Um,
a natural 20 actually, and then +2.
Oh, take a
At a
card.
disadvantage.
I would like
Oh,
to...
disadvantage. Sorry. Yeah. Then never mind. That's a 5. I got excited.
Can I...
Then to quote the beard, no.
I got excited. Natural 20.
I
Woohoo!
said then to quote the beard, no.
Well,
I will start moving forward.
Okay, you start to move forward, and this thing looks very much like some type of labyrinth.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say laboratory, and I was getting mixed up.
But it looks like it's missing David Bowie.
Maybe there's a minute.
The nation's greatest treasure, David Bowie.
It's
It
true.
doesn't matter that he's not American.
He's American in my heart.
Exactly.
He's
You
afraid of,
understand.
He's afraid
afraid
of
of
America.
Americans.
He
We're
should
all
be afraid of
afraid of
Americans.
He's the world's greatest treasure.
Also afraid of Americans.
I'm afraid of
And,
Americans.
Well, I guess
and like
we
what is it,
kind
the
of
sovereign
go
of the Guild of
into
Calamitous
the labyrinth.
Yeah, we go. I'm going.
It's true.
Yeah, that was such a funny like.
But I go
twist.
last.
I go first.
It's a
It's
bummer that
so
it wasn't
weird
actually
hybrid.
David Bowie.
Right.
You go down a hallway, and everything seems to be oddly moving while it's built while it's been built out of stone. It's oddly natural in shape, as if something wound its way through here many times. You can feel like inclines and declines and actual
Is
elevation.
it like smooth?
The stone is relatively smooth.
Yeah, we're totally right to fight the king.
I'm Roya's like documenting everything as she's walking.
Make me a perception check, everybody.
We're good at this.
14.
I used to be good at this.
23.
Used to be.
15.
I rolled a 7, which with my bonus makes it to 7.
13.
I rolled a 2,
I rolled a
which with my bonus is a 5.
Nice.
15.
All right,
I'm at
15 or above,
14.
you
Damn.
see them skitter
Oh,
by
damn.
in a hallway.
Kids.
There's 3, well, they would be giant centipedes,
Whoa.
move through. They stop for a second. They're down a hallway from you. They stop and they turn, and then they up and around and through the hallway.
Is this
Cool.
like
Balder does the like whatever soldier thing that down there. I don't know how to do it, but he does.
I don't know. I don't know soldiering.
Yeah.
I've been working with Balder long enough, though. I understand what he's talking about.
So because we're so big, is this like when you go to France and you ask them, do you have food when you ask them for French food?
They are the size of. They're about the size of your dogs.
Oh, that's
Each of them.
That's disgusting.
That's fine.
That's still pretty big.
Cool.
How big are they?
I have
About the size of a dog.
I have
Maybe
mastiffs.
for you.
And these are like centipede things? So how long are they?
Extrapolate a dog out. Stretch that dog out.
So like
Oh.
dog height and then real like 10 feet long or
Yes.
something?
Like
Soon
a
as-
dog got caught while you were trying to do like a
Giant wiener dog.
panoramic.
Like a giant wiener dog, it is. Yes.
With
Yeah,
many legs.
panoramic.
Not sure
with
if
like
it's
the
less
dog's
creepy
like
or more
walking
creepy.
through and it like stretches
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Wiener dog panoramic.
Like a Google Maps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Balder, as soon as he sees those, casts mage armor on himself.
I've got my bow out and ready to go.
I shoot a firebolt at him.
He's also got his weapon.
And how many of them are
You're
there?
shooting a firebolt.
Yeah, from
Alright.
the back of the group.
Oh
You-
boy.
All right,
Man.
fire firebolt.
How many of them are there?
3.
You don't want them to get the jump on us, guys.
He also has manifested his.
Said many of battles that have started.
As
by
soon as he sees
Horn
the
Fire.
firebolt, he manifests his packed weapon.
Are we re-rolling initiative?
Oh, we will, but he's taking a pot shot, and then we'll.
That's a plus 6, 7, 17.
They were
20.
walking away. They were just moving down the hallway.
Yeah.
20 hits.
It's delightful.
Whatever.
20?
Let's smash
Yeah.
them up.
Cool. Alright. Nice. 7.
You blow this thing up. I mean, like, it detonates.
Does it,
Legs
It's easy,
everywhere.
does it also get all over my?
It's a little far away to do that.
Great.
But the other two turn and they look at you, and they will be running at you now. We're in
Guys, they're going to be really easy to kill.
16 for my initiative.
I'm going at 18.
Okay, hold on.
20.
Wow, finally.
3.
My evil
You rolled
giant
20 on
centipedes
initiative, so
are
you
gonna
can
kill
roll
it.
four, so
Un-
that's
unnatural.
Sure
Unnatural.
it's 20.
8.
Torn was what?
How unnatural.
Torn, what were you?
I was a 16.
16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty.
Dude, I want to give you some of those dirty 20s.
So disgustingly dirty.
Also dirty.
Who has the better?
So I was
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing him. I have
on a
a
slight
+1 for dex.
Slight
I got
tangent.
+2.
I was watching some videos of somebody playing D&D, and they have a really interesting critical roll
was
where
yours
you
then?
do full damage for your
mine was
critical
16.
hit, and then you roll
16.
extra damage.
That's what we
torn.
do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Torn.
Yeah, because I really like that. It's really cool. I thought that was like really
Player
effective. It's
first.
like, it's
Yeah.
okay, you can roll an extra dice, you can still do 2 damage.
Who goes?
Yeah.
You know?
purple
Like,
for me?
Torn.
good critical hit there.
A couple people actually, but sure. Okay, so it's gonna go.
Oh, I lost my
Magnar,
position.
then Shuret,
Magna
Sure.
Fen.
It's a
Shuret,
cornet. Spelled like it sounds.
Sure.
No,
Sharet.
Yeah.
Sharan.
Like
Shaw
shallot.
Samuels.
I was hearing sure. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sharet.
Sure.
Then Torin. Then whatever you're
Look, it's my dad.
additionally gonna give your bad guy.
GC.
GC.
Dubs.
Then
Shiny
Roya.
Is
Is
the
that, no,
Nox
that's
Seals.
not.
Then
You already went.
Balder. and
But I got a
then
surprise round.
Core.
No, you did. That's
Yep.
right.
Got a 3.
Right? 3. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Magnar, Sharet, Torin, GC, Roya, Balder, Core.
So
The Brady.
Yay.
23 to hit. I'm gonna shoot another firebolt.
Okay.
Maybe this will be. We'll spend all the time to initiative, and maybe they'll just be dead. It'll be great.
Eh.
I don't add a plus anything to my damage, right?
No.
No. Okay. Then it's just the 4 damage.
Okay. You do. You said this. You hit it pretty good. A huge chunk of it comes off, but it's still there this time. Couple legs keep moving.
Oh, gross.
Oh, it's like when you smash a house centipede and all the legs fall off. Oh, gross.
You call it mid.
Shall
I let everybody know that they're
Sharet's
not
next.
hardy.
Also, roll me a 10 cider, please.
It's a 10 cider. Oh, I can do that.
Casted a firebolt.
I'm no water and I'm really sad.
Your madness score is
A lot of
91.
ice though.
You have a
Is
moment.
that good or bad?
I think it's bad.
You don't want to get to 0.
Not good.
You
Oh no, madness.
you can call it madness or you can call it dark powers. I'm fine with it.
Madness. Madness. I call it madness.
So you have this moment like after you cast a second time and take off a huge chunk of this centipede. And you look at the fire on your hands and the fire's gone and you just see blood. And it's dripping like sometimes the embers will fall off your hands like chunks of fire. This is chunks of blood and gore. And you look down at the stone and for a moment the world swirls around you in a dark mist and you can see the bodies of your tribes people as if you have choked them, punched them, gouged their eyes out. You've slaughtered them with your bare hands. You have given in to your basest of instincts and you are a savage monster. You don't even have a weapon. You're covered in the scarification and the defensive wounds of people that you tried to fend you off. People you at one point knew trying to stop you from this rampage. And you look down the last person whose eyes you pressed in with your thumbs. And you look hard and they're no longer a Goliath. And neither is the person to the left. Or to the person 3 feet in front of you, or the person to the right. They're your party members, and you've murdered them. You've slowly, methodically
Quick guys.
killed them with your hands,
It's the same team, bro.
and then you come back to, and you're kind of like, and you can feel that spell when you. Having almost like when you cast it, you can actually see the skeletal nature of your hands beneath it.
Oh boy.
Just beat us bloody like a bunch of pumpkins.
No shit.
Charette,
I will rage with my bonus action,
Perfect.
and then I will recklessly attack.
You go charging down the hallway.
Excellent.
It's a centipede.
22 to hit.
Oh, you just absolutely maul into this thing. The hurt one or the unhurt one?
Oh, the hurt one first.
Oh yeah, because you really.
I'm wielding two things. I have two-handed.
I'm doing the
fighting.
windmill
I
attack.
just fight twice.
If they're called a battle axe and a longsword,
Yes.
is what it looks like.
Yes. And they come out of my hands. My hands like retract, and
Oh,
those are my
cool.
weapons.
Yeah, I can do
Perfect.
that.
Okay, so 16 damage.
You, the injured one, you cut in half.
Excellent.
You cleave in twain.
Excellent. I will then attack the other with my battle axe. That will be an 18 to hit,
Hits.
and then that will be 11 plus 6, 17.
You hit it. You again. You sever it as well. You can hear the clang of the steel of your weapons hitting this stone. This almost bone white stone in these spots. So clean. It's
When I run in there, I'm very rageful and I yell.
you look down these cylindrical
Yeah,
tunnels.
angry gnome with a fucking mech suit.
You can look like thinking maybe you'll see more, and you see a little girl on one knee, like holding her knee.
Well,
She sees you, and she screams and runs away into the
Yeah.
darkness.
I was very, very rageful at that moment. Continue to be rageful until I am
Torn.
no longer rageful.
I guess I'm gonna try and follow her. I'm not gonna try and shoot her anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Go up and then go.
yeah.
Yet.
All right, so you follow up behind. There's 2 dead centipedes. You catch.
3 total.
Well, the 3, yes. You did murder. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll give you credit where credit's due. You centipede murderer.
Oh, I knew we had it, guys.
You see off into the darkness, like the shape of a little girl moving.
And for the record, I still have an arrow like notch to my bow. I don't have my bowstring drawn, but I'm still like ready
So
to
you
go.
can't Naruto run.
No.
No, I'm not interested in that, so that's fine. I'm not attacking Area 51.
You kind of like do it over his head.
Oh yeah, you could. It's ready to go.
Step over it.
I'll let somebody else handle the Naruto run. I'll pass.
All right, so you take off running. Cool. My turn or Baldur's turn? All right.
Which I have a feeling I know what that means.
Baldur, Roy, and Cortash, make me perception checks.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna keep switching my dice.
Oh, it's not bad. 19.
14.
Dirty
No, excuse
20.
me, 18. 18.
You were surprised. You two are not.
Sounds
So
about right.
I will get advantage on you, but not advantage on you two. A ooze drops from the stone of the
Great.
ceiling
Ew!
Oozes.
and falls upon you. So Nate,
Yep.
He's just trying to kill you, Nate.
I think he is.
17.
Yeah.
You take 4 damage
Oh, that's not so bad.
and another
Oh.
bludgeoning. You take another 5 acid.
Different, right?
Yeah, he did.
Warrior, I miss you.
I missed you too.
Cassandra, oh, buddy.
Friendship.
Roya,
Bye, Shawnee.
20,
Yes.
5 damage, bludgeoning, and 8 acid.
It's not a aberration or anything, is it?
Nope.
13 damage. I'm already bloodied.
Oh jeez.
No.
I have
You're
10
both
10
grappled.
hit points.
I'm grappled.
Yep.
Excellent.
You are not.
I am not.
You
grappled.
see this ooze
23.
fall from the ceiling, and you just sidestep it. Whoop.
Then.
Baldur, it is
Red.
blood red, like a dark burgundy red.
Like cherry.
And you two feel it burning as it touches your skin, and you can feel it sliding beneath any bit of clothing or any other items that are protecting you from skin to ooze contact. Balder, you're up.
Oh, really? Okay. Cool. I am going
No.
to...
Me, then Balder.
Okay. I got you guys backwards. I'm sorry.
It's like, man.
No, sorry, I was like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure I rolled higher than an 8. So I'm grappled?
Yes, you are.
Sounds wrong.
Okay. If I have a sword in my hand, can I try to cut out the grapple, or do I have to, like, force myself physically out of a grapple?
You gotta force your way out of it.
Okay.
Or you could just try sweet talking it.
Always lives.
Could
Can I
try
burn it off
sweet
them with my
talking it.
flame breath?
I would
Oh,
advise...
You were there, but you're not.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
I can turn around though
You're,
on my next turn.
you're about 60 feet away already, and you take your turn to get
Wow.
there.
How am I 60 feet away?
Because I'm assuming you double move.
No, well, okay, yeah. I guess I didn't specify, so we'll go with it. But I was just like just normal movement distance because I don't want to get too far away from the group.
Oh yeah,
We
well,
already
Okay,
split the party.
well then I'm just gonna try to get out.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
Alright.
I didn't specify, so I'll take it.
Strength?
strength, please.
That's all I goes at the end. That's what I say.
19.
Get. You're able to actually get this off of you. It's like an amorphous blob, and you're able to push it, but it actually stays formed enough to you're able to slide it off of you and skitter, like slide away and push yourself across the stones, and you have white powder all over you from the actual stones, but you're on your ass, like moved away from it. So you have to spend an action to get up, but you used an action. You used your action to get it off of you. Do you want to use your move action to get up?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't.
You have bonus action now. If you have anything, it's a bonus action.
I have a bonus action, but I have to be able to attack afterwards to make it mean anything.
Okay.
So...
You would be done.
I will be done.
Okay. Balder.
All right, Balder is going to move away from it, like his whole movement away from it. Which
You're
is
like,
30
this is a
feet.
whole lot of
I'm
note.
like, I don't want to touch that. And then he's going to use his Is It Yield Signet Ring to cast Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I got to roll. We got Bliss. That is 23 plus 1, 24 to hit. Oops, that was a D10. That is going to be 16 damage. It is thunder damage.
16?
16 thunder damage.
You'll get roll advantage on your
my
strength. Yeah. Because he tries to blow it off of you with his thunder attack, is what I'm assuming you're
I will
doing.
need that.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
And then let me check my bonus actions. Does it look after it takes it? Does it look beat up? Does
It
look,
undulates. Like, when you poke Jello, a
Yeah.
Jello mold.
No.
yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Should've gone the other way.
I'll survive.
Just remember, kids, undulation is not consent. Agul. That's what a Cosby joke. It's a Jello. Always room, unless you say no.
Is it my turn now?
It is your turn, Cortash.
All right. Can I turn into a giant poisonous snake?
Wow.
Can you turn into a giant poisonous snake? I don't know, Nate. Can you?
I mean, I have wild shape.
I believe you can.
Excellent.
It's wild.
Dude.
Wild and crazy. All right, so I'm gonna do that,
So
and then I'm gonna
shapely.
kind of slither out from the grasp.
Like I said, you have advantage on your roll.
All right. You want me to roll strength or like some sort of dexterity-based roll?
Someone might want to use one of their coins though, because I critted.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
He's pre-warning you.
There you go.
Yeah.
But unless you roll 20 or...
So that's a 13 that I rolled. What do you want me to add to that?
Yeah, it's strength. I'll let you use athletics anyway, as well.
That doesn't help.
I rolled a 19.
That's unfortunate.
Does anyone else want to make me re-roll?
Sure.
There you go. That's my thanks. No.
Was it an 18?
Seriously.
Roll the crit again.
You are a real piece of work.
He is trying to murder me.
I think
to
he's
happen.
just lying
This
to
is
make
meant
us
to
use up our inspirations.
That sounds like something he would do.
Lying. He's lying.
Well, all right, then I'm stuck.
You're lying.
Does that look like lies to you?
Smart
Yes.
pink trade isn't.
All right, top of the pop.
Is that me?
That is you. You just
Alright.
cut down, or you just shot. A bunch. Yeah.
Well, I don't cut anything. What are you talking about? I'm a wizard.
Yeah, you're
You
blind.
went, right?
You're a shooting guy.
So how close am I to the undulating ooze?
It's probably like 2 or 3. It's about 5 feet behind you.
Behind me? Alright, well, I'm gonna get full movement.
Oh no, you shot from the very back.
Oh yeah, I'm on the...
It's probably about 5 feet in front of you.
Okay, so I'll back up another 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
Yeah, because, you know.
Roll a perception check.
Jesus. That's cocked. I'm glad it was. 21.
You turn, look, and there's a boy there. And he says, "Are you here to help me, sir? I made a mistake. I promise, take me back. Take me back."
I completely ignore him.
Are
And
you
I'm
a-
gonna cast witch bolts on the...
Please, sir.
I'm just completely ignoring him. I pay him no mind.
Can't hear you all the way up here.
Yeah, he's a little boy in like my half calves.
My half
He's
calves.
probably not that short. He'd be like,
No, he's
8
short.
inches tall.
I'm huge.
How tall are you?
8 feet tall.
Yeah, well.
You can't teach that.
I have no empathy.
Empathy and height are directly correlated.
For me, yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Not tall enough for me to.
And I cast Witch Bolt,
You're
second
too
level on the
small.
undulating
You're
ooze.
insignificant.
Okay. Perfect.
Which ball?
It's my
That's a
favorite.
good question. Which bolt?
Right, so roll. Oh, it doesn't matter. It hits 26.
That hits.
Yeah.
Just knows it does.
No, I knew it did. Witch Bolt always hits its cannon.
But not Eric.
Oh boy,
Not Pop Pop.
I rolled some dog poop damage though. 7.
Man, that's not a whole lot of good damage.
No, that was
No good.
the.
No good.
You gonna do anything else, Magdar?
Oh, I don't. I've got my.
Step on the kid.
That's a bonus action.
Kick it.
My bonus
Punch
action
it down
is
the hall.
two-weapon fighting. I don't know what that
That
means.
it shows up on a lot of the character sheets for people who don't have it. I think it's like
Yeah,
a
I
bug with
don't
the
think
website
that's a
or
bug,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Because I have it
My
on
other
Gawain.
weapon
you're done.
is
You're
my
done. I have it on
other
Gawain.
Are you
spells.
moving?
Your character
No, you already moved.
Doesn't
attitude.
have two
Well,
weapons.
Shred.
I only have 30 feet of movement,
Yeah, you
so
move.
that's it.
How close is that?
Can I convey that there's apparently a shitty little kid around me?
I can see it. He's right there.
What?
Can I convey that there's a shitty little kid around me?
You can yell. That, yeah, there's
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So I was standing next to Boulder. Where does that put me in relationship to all of this?
You were
I'm next to you now, Ron.
Yeah, we're next to each other.
you were standing next to Balder.
Yes.
You was, and then I moved 30 feet back, so we're.
Well,
Yeah, you're in the T intersection.
Okay, I'm in T.
Yeah, you're way-
How far am I away then?
You're about 30 feet.
All right.
You're about 30 feet, and then Torn is about 15 feet going down one hallway, and then the little girl you saw ran into the darkness,
Alright.
asking for help.
Well, I'll follow the little girl then.
Okay.
I'll run
Just get
30
lost.
feet and see what I see.
You move 30 feet. Do you have blindside? Do you have, are you carrying a torch? What are you doing here? I can't remember if Warforged have.
No, I don't believe so.
So you're running in the dark.
Yeah, sure.
He hits his head, it's not gonna hurt.
Do you want to light a torch as an action?
Sure.
Okay, you light a torch.
Do you have a torch arm?
Yes. Just on my arm.
Like Torch from Puppet Master.
Yeah.
What I'm picturing is his arm is like a Swiss Army knife,
Yeah.
where he just like tucks one thing out, another thing back in.
It's just a Swiss arm.
It's a lot like
Swiss
Inspector Gadget.
Just a Swiss guy's arm,
It's a Swiss guy's arm.
and it's just got a bunch of shit sticking on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Poop. That's poop.
Hopefully it's Claudio's.
Yes.
All right, Torin.
Do I see anything
Okay,
now?
so,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Maybe perception check.
no worries, dude.
Okay.
I thought I told you.
Well, I rolled a 3, which
Yeah,
is
you're
my
like-
bonus.
You're like, lit that torch, and you're like, this is pretty.
Excellent. So I don't see anything else?
Nothing of note. You think she might have ran far enough where even your ocular sensors are having a hard time
Well,
adjusting to
I'm
the light.
still raging, so I'm imagining that I'm just going to chase after this thing.
Okay,
Oh,
so you-
jeez, don't murder the child.
Don't
I'm not it's in my
don't get
nature to help.
separated.
so you finish the rest of your 30-foot movement. Okay.
No, like another. Like if I'm not going to take
Double
an
move.
action.
Then you're not going to light a torch?
Okay, I thought that was a bonus action.
No, I would take
Okay.
it an action.
All right, 13. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So how far behind me is the fighting happening?
60 feet.
No, it's 15 corner, 30 more
Okay,
feet.
it's around a corner too. And then how many? I guess I wouldn't know.
He just passed you by 15
I want
feet.
to keep pace.
Okay, so you move up 15
Yeah,
feet.
I'll-
He's got a
maybe-
torch out.
Not keep pace, slightly behind, just because I've got my bow out. And
Okay. You two move up. You can hear crying down the hallway.
that sounds really good.
Little female crying.
I'm just gonna sort of snort. Any change in the quality of the air as we move through the tunnels?
No, it's the only thing that's odd is like I said, the stones. There's a whitish powder.
Like a residue?
Yeah, it's a slight.
Okay.
Have we seen this in the mail before?
Wow.
Just
After
checking.
Torn
That's
is
an old
GC.
one.
Yes.
Um,
For the kids, yeah.
Jokes for the kids.
Wow.
GC stands for gelatinous Q.
I know. I thought it was giant centipede. It was gelatinous
too.
too.
I thought it was a grave crawler.
Oh, that'd be terrible as well.
Well, it doesn't have to be any of those things.
So
I thought it stood
graham
for
cracker.
Gertrude Constantine.
It's just some
It may now.
old woman.
Excellent. That was the name of the little girl.
So let's start with over here.
I think these are the two people we're looking for.
Yes, I think that.
Yeah, this thing.
I need a. Does anyone have a player's handbook, or at
I
least,
do.
or at least spellcasting cards handy?
What?
Oh, thank you.
Nope.
I was raging.
None of us have any of those.
I do.
I'm watching.
Boy,
None of us own a
boy, Dungeon
handbook.
Master,
No,
your
I have a
SOL.
plus 10. I think.
Sorry.
one owns
Guess he's just a
So-
little boy.
so I got
Nothing special here.
He's gonna eat me, isn't he?
plus 8 with all.
I don't have high AC. You can't kill me already.
But I do also.
He slices your Achilles.
Doesn't mean he can't try.
He will.
He'll try.
Oh, I don't want.
He's working on me.
He's got me down pretty good. So
Screw me for trying to make an interesting character. He's like, try again.
Death.
When I'm not a snake, I can heal you.
Well, there's a little boy here. It's all over.
Yes. Real fitting end for a Goliath.
Still coming back from this.
He bites your ankle.
Keel over dead. Because he's gonna hit.
Dude, just because you were ignoring.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Dude, you're gonna go mad.
That's whatever. This is my plan all along. Natural 20!
Nice.
Okay.
Does Bless go into that?
Oh, I'm sorry. You need to make that a disadvantage then.
Oh, yeah, real piece. I'm gonna use my potency, and I'm gonna say I roll a 19.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Plus, you said a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
That is a nifty ability.
It is very, very nifty. All right.
I felt like I just should at that point, because you have to decide before you make the roll.
Nate,
Yes.
Kings.
A
the
cow.
pudding.
Comes barreling out of the
Some
ceiling.
mutant cow. The
The
ooze has taken on
pudding
the shape of a
starts
cow.
to go through your
pudding?
skin
Yeah.
like osmosis.
I don't like that.
Ugh,
It is
gross.
absorbing it. You're absorbing it.
And then
We can talk about on your.
we could not.
On your turn, you don't take any damage this turn from it.
Oh, good.
But you can feel this thing pushing inside of you, and you realize
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
And then we fade to black.
you can feel it pushing through your skin, absorbing into you, and you realize your liquid and organs don't have any room. And this thing is actively alive, and it is pushing them out through you.
Gross.
That sounds
This is
terrible.
disgusting.
Nate.
That sounds like
Yeah.
it hurts quite a lot.
Uh-huh.
So we'll get to that on your turn.
Oh, great.
Can we sit and deal with that for a moment?
You had a V8 today.
And this is what?
You two make me wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh, wisdom, my favorite saving throw.
13 plus.
I'll stop you right there. I rolled a 9 which with my bonus is a 9.
15
Even on a save?
total for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you suck.
Not proficient.
On your turn, we'll talk about it.
Oh.
You're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, maybe. Hold on. Maybe you're not okay.
No, I'm okay.
Wow.
I liked being okay. I liked it when I was okay. I don't
I
want
know
to
you.
change.
I know.
I liked it when I was okay,
Throw
too.
that chip at him and say I'm okay.
No, you're not. You are not okay.
Oh my god.
You are definitely not okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking re-roll that.
You can re-roll. Yeah, go ahead.
Keep forgetting. I'm alive.
Thank you, Dad.
16.
You were still not okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah, it is with your plus.
Yoink.
Cruddy poo.
Oh well.
Yoink.
That's your saving throw?
I only have a +2 from my wisdom.
Okay,
I have a +0. I don't know why I'm
Royan.
Oh, that's it?
I have a +4 from my dexterity.
Okay. So I'm free. I'm
You're free.
standing.
You're standing.
I have 2
Got a
for
weapon.
everything, but
You're watching as the
charisma.
ooze has pushed its way inside
Of a giant
of
snake.
Cortash.
So as a
giant
bonus
snake.
action, I'm gonna do a war cry.
Okay.
War
Pretty
crimes.
much.
It's horrible.
Pretty much. So roll a d4. Okay. So if my attack succeeds, not only do I get the +2, but everyone within 60 feet gets a +2 on their next attack or saving throw, or whatever it is. So
20 just ripped.
no, we've had other nat 20s. That was just was ripped away. They were commenting on. There's nothing.
There you go.
That one. So now, I'm going to. I got my greatsword out, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try to slice the thing off of Core,
Oh, it's inside of him.
and well,
Like all of it?
wait,
Oh.
it's not. It's not. Wait, it's not around him anymore.
Oh no, it's moved its way
Dude,
inside
it's
of him.
replacing its
So
inner
deep.
organs with itself.
What type of roll do you need for a Heimlich maneuver?
On a snake?
Grapple.
That's a grapple.
It's a medicine check.
And that is, I will give you. Do you have advantage?
I am the
You
last
just
one
have to
with
squeeze it
inspiration.
really hard
Yes.
until it'll
I
come
would have
out.
given it to you.
Sorry.
No, but
You'll have to get it.
I'll let you roll your grapple with advantage.
Oh, score! I'm gonna try to
You
Heimlich.
can roll to
Heimlich the
resist
snake.
With disadvantage because you're not fully in control of your own body.
Oh god, you've been hijacked.
So
It's more just your snakiness.
strength
is flailing.
bonus,
We
right?
just left them to deal with this problem.
Resist with disadvantage?
22.
I think we have our own.
Yeah.
She
Yes,
grabs that
that's-
snake and just squeezes the bejeez out of it. Okay, wow. This is a weird scene, guys.
It is.
This looks like the last time we played.
Squeezing the
Raven.
snake.
No kidding.
Nate Dogg,
Yep.
roll me a con save throw.
Okay.
You have to find a fine line between not being squeezed
17?
too hard and squeezed
You
hard.
start vomiting out this blood red pudding.
Good.
Gross. Get it out.
But yes, disgusting.
Get it all
but
out.
good.
Get it all out. Clean your system.
It's okay, buddy. Get it
You'll
out.
feel better.
It's still not all the way out, but it's
It's like
coming
that
out.
time we went out drinking back last month. Just get it all out. It's fine.
You're holding
As
my hair?
grandmother
Yeah, I was holding your
used to
hair.
Say, better out than in.
Yeah, that's true.
Balder, you're up.
All right.
Next 3 attacks get a +2 to attack.
To hit.
To hit, because I rolled. That's part of my war cry.
So part of the ooze is out of me, so you could attack that.
We'll grab it and pull it out.
That too.
Ooh, grab it and pull it out.
Gross.
Yes.
So I can take a
Grab
big
the end of it
hairball
and
out
put
of
your
its
feet
I
on
was
the
gonna say,
range.
it's fine.
Someone else did
Oh.
you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Lots of you.
All right.
I promised it was going to be Ravenlofty.
It
I
is.
will not disappoint.
That's the truth.
I'm giving you some Cronenberg.
Well, after that display, he rethinks.
Cronenbergian
He rethinks engaging in melee combat and instead uses his ring again to cast Chaos Bolt.
Dude, like, make a cool power
Yeah, like
ring move.
a Green Lantern situation.
Yes.
That is plus 2.
+2.
That is
Plus another one for the third round.
Are we there?
That's it.
21. Yeah, he hits. He did definitely hits it. All right, 2d8.
AC super low. And you guys have done 22 points of damage, so.
All right, that is 10 points of. Sorry, let me try. Thunder damage again.
Okay, it looks a little less consistent than it did.
That's good.
Okay.
Like,
Viscous.
it's more viscous, like it's having a hard time holding itself together.
Okay.
Bonus action.
And another third of it comes out of you.
Good.
Cool. Bonus action.
Make me a
He
dex
will turn to the kid and ask
Never mind, you're already prone.
And
Okay.
You're a snake.
he'll kind of like put his hand back, like stay back. It's not safe.
There's
To
a
the kid.
hurricane coming through.
Yes.
To the what?
To the kid.
Oh, he's further back. He's not
He's-
standing up with you.
Yeah,
But
well,
no, I'm back
me.
with him.
Yeah, he's back away from you. He's not
he's trying
like
to
Oh, they've got us in a pincer movement.
Oh,
he's
all
not like right up
Oh,
beside you.
I thought he was.
No,
oh,
he was
okay.
like on the
kids-
edge of darkness, the darkness.
Of
Basically.
course he was.
The children.
Then he's just going to keep an eye on the kid.
Okay.
Cool. And
He's
Cool,
gonna
cool,
give
cool.
him this move.
Cool,
That's it.
cool.
Yeah,
I see you there. Licker.
just a soldiering again, like.
Kid, back there, darkness.
So still a third left in you?
Yep.
Okay.
Silently.
It is
Me.
core.
Yep. So what happens at the beginning of my turn?
I feel like I got skipped.
No,
No.
You were
I did
first.
not.
you were
Oh,
first.
first.
There's
We
just
haven't
a lot
got-
of.
We haven't gotten around
It's
yet.
just
A lot has
stuff inside
happened.
me.
A lot
Many
has
bad things are
happened.
happening to them before they
Like,
happen to
man.
us.
Yeah.
Make a con save.
Okay. Do I get a +2
Yeah,
on
I'm
that?
looking forward to see what's
Yeah.
happening.
Oh, there we go. That is
I mean,
20
I'm
dirty.
Only just like in a
Dirty
sort of,
20.
Mhm.
Clean that up.
Morbid
like
curiosity.
masochistic kind of way.
But take it when you can get it.
You take 4 points of damage.
All right.
You can feel this thing literally has latched on to parts of your inside and it's trying to pull them out.
Ew.
Oh, he's pulling your insides
I
out?
need those.
Surge from fire. There's one
Those
thing
should stay
one
I feel like those are
thousand
relevant
copies
to
of
Almost
stay
like
in.
these very soft,
This.
insubstantial fingers are inside your chest and they've wrapped themselves around soft organs and they're pulling, trying to maintain its grip inside of you.
Or maybe we could.
I don't like
we
this
could
at all.
trade. I could
That's
burn it
gross,
off
man.
you because I can't set myself on fire.
That's true.
Do I get a turn or am
You
I
do.
just... All
Maybe I
right.
can breathe fire.
As a...
You can try to get that thing all the way out of you if you change back to your humanoid
Yeah, I was going to
form.
say, as a bonus action, I'm going to have to turn into me. And then I'm just going to grab and pull, I guess.
Okay.
Can you consider that
Strength
an attack
check.
and put a +2 on it?
You can put a +2 on it.
Excellent.
I got 2 on it.
There we go. So that's 18.
You're able to pull it out. You cough and spew, hack, and it comes out of you, and you see it on the ground. In its amorphous form, almost coming up like its own snake form, like it's going to strike at you again. And you realize you're bleeding inside and out.
Great.
Dude, internal bleeding. Whoop,
Not-
whoop.
No,
Not a whoop whoop.
not at all. That is
Same
the
team,
opposite.
Silverback.
I mean, it's sort of like non-sarcasm. You know, it's sarcasm without really being like all that
slowly
sarcastic
dying on
sounding.
the
All right.
inside.
Well, that's my turn then.
Hashtag puke.
It's like when somebody tells me something really bad, and I go, "That sounds great." Yeah,
Uh,
that doesn't sound great, but I
Chop
mean,
in
like,
the
I don't
pot.
know.
Alright. So I'm gonna, in like a Wonder Twins power activate movement, I'm gonna put my hand next to Baldur's.
Oh my god!
And I'm also gonna
Powers
use my
combined.
Chaos Bolt.
I've got an amulet that we need to
Form
like, make
of.
happen.
There is one
here
left
somewhere
+2
somehow.
left.
Chaos.
Okay.
Bolt.
So that's a 16. I used it.
Then Ben said are we really third round?
17.
So 17.
Nice.
It was too calm. I didn't like that.
That
It was
was
too much of a
very-
pause for very calm. It was weird.
That's how he gets you.
You have a 1d6 too.
Oh yeah.
And then you pick the damage from one of your d8s.
So it's gonna do.
You have to roll it down.
Acid damage, and it's 8 points of damage. Not a lot.
Just enough.
Yeah,
You
right.
Acid is
I
good.
mean,
You see it fall into a pile or into a pool. Excuse me. It can't hold itself in a
already
substantiated form any longer, and it begins to sizzle and burn, and you can smell that irony stench of burning blood. You've never seen a pudding quite like this before.
The question I have
childhood,
for
yeah.
Nate
Irony.
is: did it taste like a cherry
The
jelly
irony.
rancher
Oh,
or
it was
cherry
not.
cough syrup?
It was not good.
Cough syrup then.
Yeah. Do I
Ben
see
loves
anything I
cough syrup.
need in that pile?
What?
Like your
Like
spleen.
of yours.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Okay,
how?
good.
And why?
Scissor is
It's good.
But you know
It's
you're
a
hurt
delicacy.
real bad.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to use
So we-
cure wounds on myself.
We're still in initiative.
So I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna
Are we
sweep
still in
by
initiative?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, then I will not cast that.
No, I'm going to the bathroom.
Charlotte.
Go to the fridge. What do you want?
Oh, I have an energy drink in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Watch where you're falling.
Look at that.
Look at that
Yeah,
dexterity.
now you're on camera, so if you fall, everybody sees it.
Yeah, dude.
But now they just know you're
Why do
super
you-
dexterous.
Why do you think I haven't moved this entire time? Like, I'm gonna knock the whole table over if I stand up.
Sure.
I'm not that brave.
9:29.
Well, I'm standing in the darkness.
Yeah, and
Next to my friend, I've just made
We're
a
about
very
to get-
poor
We're
roll.
about to get screwed by something.
You have a torch.
I have a torch on my hand. Do I need to do anything because of my very poor roll?
Oh yeah, both.
Yeah, we both.
Man, you see the little girl step out of
I
the
knew she was gonna be a
darkness,
problem.
Okay.
and you are just charmed by how little and needy she is, and she's got a hurt leg,
You guys are.
I'm gonna
and
say
she says, "I need you to come back where I've hidden, and maybe you can help
So
Otis as
safe.
well.
But you're charmed, so.
And thank you so
Screwed.
much." And she bades you to move double movement into
Oh
the
god,
darkness
we're
with
so
her.
far away now.
Well, I'm so far away. You haven't moved yet.
You're
Yeah,
turn-
I'm-
yeah.
I'm-
He's
You're right
also
with me?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm with because we both failed our charm
Yeah,
pass. That was
Good
it.
job, guys.
Do it again.
Yeah.
That's better.
That was what we deserved.
So that's
That was about right. That was like the kind of high five
Alright.
that we deserved.
Double movement.
Excellent. And that's
Anything
it.
else?
No,
That's your turn.
Dude, I just want to shoot someone with my bow.
You
know.
can both make me perception checks at disadvantage though.
A disadvantage.
As if it
Cool
wasn't
pile.
that.
2.
Better than
No,
a
actually that would be a
pile.
6
Hold
because
on.
I have a plus
Hold
4. I
on. Sorry.
As long as
Sorry.
maybe wisdom
Sorry.
save y'all.
No worries. Yep, plus 4, so I have a 6.
Oh, plus 0, so I have a 13.
You guys are killing it.
Can I use his? Thanks, man.
As she moves, you notice she seems to back up. She never turns and takes her eyes off
Oh,
of you.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Can I use my fire on her?
No. And she never takes her
I see through
visage
your
off
eyes.
of you.
Okay.
You rolled a 13 as well.
No.
I
No,
rolled a
you rolled
13.
He rolled a 13.
You definitely, again, have that very, very strong sense and very strong smell of sulfur. But not you. You do. So, all right. So that was your turns.
Okay.
So you both move 60 feet away.
Dude, we're so far away now.
We'll never find
And
you.
I
Yeah, you'll
think
never find us
what I
in
would
the dark.
like you both to do is make
Just keep
a
driving.
wisdom saving throw.
No. Oh, please no.
You guys are great at that.
Dude, we've been doing
They're killing it.
excellent.
At advantage because we're so very thoughtful.
Oh, I got a 1
Does anybody have inspiration?
plus
left?
2.
Yeah.
I got a 1. Someone help me
There
out.
you Yeah, here.
Oh, one. That's a.
Here.
Oh, that's a auto. That's one of these boys.
Oh, that-
Not even if you do
Even
the
with the
inspiration.
This
inspiration.
card, yeah, this card may be played against you by the GM. And the next person
Why am I
takes a
rolling?
rational dislike.
19, so I got 21 on the reroll.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm very inspired.
Thanks for sacrificing your inspiration for me.
Rolled a
Is
6.
that you?
So
Yeah.
with my
I should get it back for that 50 cent joke.
Can I slap him around?
that's a 6.
Time your jokes.
I'm not joking until I don't have inspiration anymore. Stream will suffer.
James,
If you want me to
Beard,
be funny, inspire me.
King,
Buddy.
Ben, Buddy.
roll me 8d10.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Well, as
You
it
wanna-
turns out, I don't have that many, so we'll just have to roll
Here, do you
4.
want a couple of mine?
No, thank
I
you.
have a bunch of
No,
D10s.
same team.
No, I'll just roll these. That'll be.
I
quite
mean, he's got it.
sufficient.
I'm just trying to expedite things. That's all.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, look at that! Oh, was.
16 plus 9. Oh. Okay.
Oh no, these are not good signs.
You can stop if you hate
25.
it.
No! Oh my god, I'm rolling so well. Why? Oh god.
Oh god, no.
25, 35.
I just don't want to get caught in the crossfire, please. Whatever's about to happen to you.
Oh, 45. 53.
Oh my god!
That
58.
horrible, depressing
Oh, I'm
sound.
dead twice.
Dude, you just got mad. Or dead. Or both.
How many hit points do you have left?
I have 29, and that's exactly twice what I have.
So you did twice the number of damage.
Well, you did twice. I just rolled very, very
Okay.
well for a change.
So you're dead.
What?
What? Oh my god!
You're dead.
What?
Dude.
So, like,
I'm all-
Shred Jr. dead? Or...
So let's.
What? Oh, that was a hot start.
He's just dead. He just died.
Oh my god, when you put it in, somebody put this up to the
Oh
camera.
my god.
It literally triple
Oh.
fails your
Can we-
death
Yeah.
and puts a little
I don't
skull thing.
Oh god, you're so
Yeah.
horrible.
Can we tell? You can't really tell.
It's green. Hard.
Top
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
So
It kind of works.
you move into this
Can you screenshot?
rounded,
Oh, yeah.
this rounded curve
Oh,
of the tunnels,
I'm all alone.
Oh,
now.
someone gave you a
Nick,
RP.
Nick's paying
Yeah.
tribute to you.
and behind the
Thanks,
little
bro.
girl,
Oh,
you see
Yes, we did have a death.
squeezing up through the cracks, which you could barely even see were there, on the floor, is this red form, this giant tendrils of something larger, and what you realize is they're connected to the girl.
Oh my
And
god!
I
it
recognize
reaches.
that. Or
You both do. It's horrific.
Well, you don't
You'll-
recognize
he's
it.
dead.
You'll get
Yeah.
yours in a moment.
I
Um,
got a 21.
you'll
Okay.
get. You're gonna get something else in a moment.
You'll take half of 58.
You.
Goodness gracious.
Now he really is an angel.
You.
Well said. Well said.
What?
You feel these slip
Holy shit
in
balls.
between the joints and the sprockets and the wood and where the metal comes together, and even pushing all the way up and through to where
Dude,
your consciousness is held in its stone,
Yeah.
and it slowly pulls you apart,
What?
Can I put his stone in my pocket?
piece by piece.
Oh.
You can feel at first it's your physical form, but then it's your memories. You lose your first childhood memory as a gnome. Slips away from you as if it's been
Your whole life is
as
just...
if it's being siphoned away from you.
This is sad.
Ben said horror.
Then it's your first love. It's your first moment of discovery in a laboratory. It's that
That was
Sorry.
That was my
it's that moment when you realized how important the Is It League is to you. Then it's the moment you first created something that opened its eyes and looked back at you and had some semblance of intelligence.
He's losing his memory?
Are you trying to make him cry?
Everything you had is being slowly broken down into its most basest components as this thing
Rough.
drinks it away as if it's a fine wine.
This is what you want, you bloodless Kansanians.
What did-
You.
Kansas City.
What are
So
you?
next week on D&D, the players will all roll up new
What
characters.
are you?
I'm
You
not
tell me
dead
what
yet.
you are first. What's a Kansanian?
I live up here. I'm in Minnesota.
What are you called, you bloodless?
Kansasians.
Ugh.
Your physical
Kansanites?
Kansans?
Kansans. Your physical form falls.
Dude,
That's
I'm gonna...
Roll me a d10.
Okay.
Don't
12
go high.
times.
0.
That,
What's wrong with
90.
you?
that would be 10.
That'd be 10.
So you start at 90.
Okay.
You were sitting there,
I'm dead too then.
and
Fuck.
you feel this thing
not
pulling on you mentally,
That's just your.
and its tendrils in you. And you didn't lose anything else, by the way, because you saved. So you didn't take that massive amount of damage.
Tight.
Um,
That's good to know.
like probing and feeling, and like you buckle down with this steel iron will, and you feel like this moment of, I am the last of my clutch. I was designed, born, and bred to carry on the legacy of, and you feel it catch in your mouth like sand. And you have this thought as you watch Charette literally fall to pieces. I have murdered my father. And for what? I destroy. I no longer make. This is all being destroyed. I am a destroyer. That's all that I am. Make a saving throw. Wisdom, please.
Wisdom.
Oh god.
With advantage.
Woohoo!
jeez.
7.
We have
Is
inspiration.
there or a card they can help with?
I don't. Do you have a card?
I have a card. Roll a d10 and add it to...
Okay.
Roll high.
Oh, what
Put that in
the?
the
Wait,
bottom.
the freaking. Really?
Okay.
8.
You want to use your...
I guess. I mean, I don't want all of our party
Yeah, I
to
have
die.
mine left too.
So there's
We're
Certainly
add a 10 to
can't
it
be
as well.
attached to both joints.
Okay. Roll an advantage again, right?
Yep. Please. And then add a 10.
I got 10, 13.
Do you want to add your?
Jeez Louise.
I got nothing.
God.
I got nothing.
Holy
This is it. It's your last chance. Hold on. Somebody else touches dice, maybe.
Me. Let me do it.
Yeah.
I
James
just
is
rolled
dead.
freaking
James is rolling
58.
great. Let him touch your dice.
I don't believe in none of that.
There
I
you
got
go.
17 for the
Plus
roll,
insider.
Plus, well, it'd be 19, 21.
Oh, thank goodness.
barely-
Make an
save.
immediate attack.
Sweet. Against the girl.
Against anybody.
Against these tendrils that are touching you both.
Okay, so that'd be. I
Avenge me!
No, I just need to know
Avenge me!
what weapon I can use
I'm
for
a
it.
very angry dead gnome.
So it'll be
warforged.
my hand. I have my bow out. So
Fire.
okay. All right. I'm shooting my bow.
Shoot your
That's 14.
ass butts.
I'm like getting.
You miss, but this thing, you hear a feedback shriek that you are absolutely devastated by. You take another 6 psychic damage, and this thing retreats. The girl, she's the last thing there, and she turns into a
You said
puddle.
take 6 damage.
Yep, she turns into a puddle and leaks, and the cracks in the stone
Ah.
into what must be a floor beneath this floor.
Suck it.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what the point is. We're all gonna die.
Apparently, the goddamn ginger was not meant to slander.
Beautiful bastard.
Just needs a comma. That's all.
Yeah.
You look over, and what color was your stone, Beard?
I don't know.
Give it a color. Give it your favorite color.
Burberry.
Burberry. Normally a very vibrant Burberry.
Yeah.
Is Burberry a tan?
Your next character should be
No,
called
Burberry
Vibrant
is
Burberry.
Burberry is
That's
a
NXT
very,
name
a
generator.
very beautiful English pattern.
Oh, it's a pattern.
Yes.
Yeah,
Burberry.
like the scarves.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
I know this.
So normally
Took me a
it's
second.
a very vibrant
Took me a
Burberry.
second.
It's NXT UK name generator.
Yeah.
Vibrant Burberry. It's the name of my new character. Next session on Butts.
Having well, Pete's sake, he's done.
It now is glowing a dull red,
Oh.
Oh, good.
but it's still glowing.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Cry.
Oh. I mean, I should pick it up but also.
I should pick it up. but
Choose
also-
quickly. We're running short on time.
I'll if I don't pick it up right now and wait for them, can I pick it up then?
Are you going to yell to them like, "Hey guys"?
Yeah. I'm like,
You guys hear yelling from down the hallway.
it'll just be like a one
I'll
word
run.
like
All right.
Warrior.
over here.
When Charette died,
Kind of
did he
thing.
like let out like a Wilhelm scream? You know, so we could all
Like a really long, slow, drawn out one as his body was.
But it would sound like
pulled apart.
Megatron Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. You have an app
Oh.
for that?
I'll run down there.
Not yet.
As I'm running, I'm gonna
But not Starscream. That's way too.
No,
It's
no.
too much.
cast Cure Wounds at level 2.
Or Optimus
That's a
Prime scream. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna call people down and be like, kind of, and whoever shows up, I'll like,
Solid.
this is all that's left of our
I'm gonna pick up my great sword off the floor and run.
Okay. You get there. You guys, do you want to look back before you run down the hallway?
No, I'm already looking back. I got my eyes on that little boy.
You
That
see.
sounded weird.
It did sound weird.
You see as you turn to run down the hallway, it's looking at you and it steps into the darkness, so you can just see like this vague outprint of its face, and it literally just turns to nothing and it's gone.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Then he'll turn and follow suit.
Okay, so you guys get there and you find Torin standing over the parts, the complete disassembled parts of Charette.
I'll sort of indicate in Torin's sort of non-verbal way that the magic user should take a look at this thing because that's all that's left of.
Yeah, Baldur just falls to his knees and he grabs the stone like immediately.
You grab it.
He knows what it is, so
Make me a
wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, exactly. Make me listen to it.
This is why I didn't touch it.
James,
Hey, Nate,
here,
do you want to know that
what is
opposite
your
feeling of the thing you do in
wisdom,
first group? That's this.
what is
Where
your
you're like, why did you
wisdom
touch that?
bonus?
Right.
Well, considering I've been adding 0 to everything the entire night, still 0.
What's your proficiency?
Terrible.
2?
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
2.
Base 2.
2,
yeah,
so
for
8 to
that
10.
level.
Okay. What'd you get? Where?
That was a natural 20.
Yay!
Take a card.
Which is 24.
The blue one.
I know, you can't see.
There's a moment where there's a moment
Take my
where you feel Charette pushing pushing through your body, like he's possessing you. You need to roll me a Tinsider.
You're so gonna die.
Dude, we're all gonna get
Don't roll
infected
well.
and die in this tunnel.
3.
Your score is 97. For that moment, you see that everything is corrupt. You look around at your friends. You look at Cortash and you see he's got blood on his face. Big disgrace. Kicking his can out all over the place. He's got
Whoa.
blood down the front of his shirt, coming out of his mouth. He's swaying. His eyes are bloodshot completely from the pressure and force. But you also see this almost ethereal blood on his hands from what you did on Ravnica. You look over at Torin, and he's standing there looking down, and you can see he's holding the ghostly head, it's much smaller than it would normally be, of Niv Mizzet in his hand, as if he himself struck him down. You look over at Magnar, and he's just covered in runes. Spell runes, but each one is evil. Each one is diabolical in nature.
Show me the light.
And you look finally over at Roya, and you see that her 2 hounds are there, and she's as much shadow as they are. There's nothing there but shadow. There's no light behind her eyes. It's simply just death. And you have a chance, and you push away, and in front of you, in blue Force Ghost style, is Charette. And you're holding that gem, and there he is. And he's actually there.
As a gnome.
Nope. He's a ghost robot.
Ghost robot!
Okay. Chat says it's a cool new format, a new character every week.
I would never.
Is that Jim Ross?
On
That
James'
face?
thing? I don't know.
No.
No.
I was like, why are you showing Jim Ross having a palsy face
I
on
don't
there?
know what.
It was the what face.
He was broken
What?
in half, to be fair.
Even more than
It
that.
did not turn out how it would have
So you're now a ghost, huh?
Hashtag ghost robot.
Wait, are you?
Could I be a Burberry ghost robot?
No. Apparently not.
Oh, boys.
Well, at least
Only
you're-
you can see him right now.
Oh, shit.
Sounds are just welling up. Is that really you?
Can I speak to him?
You can speak to him.
Say it's spooky.
Eli.
With the accent,
Hey.
though, still.
But
Oh, son
I am playing this on you.
of
Oh no!
What? That's a bad.
The next person you interact with takes an irrational disliking to you.
Oh, shit!
You look across
God.
at Balder, and you feel this feeling of, why did you leave me behind to die?
I feel that way, or
Yeah,
he feels
I
that
thought-
way?
you feel that way.
Oh shit.
You feel this kind of like irrational, like why? Why was I the one that had to be sacrificed in this entire scheme?
Oh, so you hate him, not the other way around.
No, not hate, just an irrational dislike.
Oh, sorry.
I did get poor on my attitude.
That's true.
So yeah, now go ahead. You can talk to him. I just want to make sure that we got that out of the way.
I'm not quite sure how to be cross with him.
Where's the ghost voice?
Be British Cross.
I've never felt this way before.
Thank you.
Why? Why did you go after the little boy instead of the little girl, Balder? Wait, sorry, you said spooky.
That's good.
Okay, right.
I dig it.
Also, quite creepy.
He went after the boy, not the girl.
Yeah.
I went after the girl.
Oh,
Oh, that's what he said. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
there was a gelatinous barf cube in the way.
So while this is going on, you guys are watching Balder hold up the
Is this talking to
stone, and it's bright red, and he's just talking out loud to nothing.
I mean,
That's weird, isn't it?
there was no way to know that I don't even know.
Would help me.
Can
I'm
I?
just gonna let it happen.
Can I,
Ryan,
See what happens.
roll me a wisdom save.
Can I try and like interrupt him? Because
Don't fail it.
we're work buddies.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I did.
His DC's 25.
19.
Okay, you're good. You guys notice that he's got tears in his eyes. You feel like you're just kind of welling up and starting to weep a little bit. They're blood, a little bit of blood.
Oh man.
You wanna?
Just like kind of see if I can shake him out of it a little bit.
He seems pretty intent in this conversation.
What even happened? I don't.
Can I?
What's going on?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either.
I can't even place your name because I can't remember anything.
Shit, that's right. You lost all your memories.
It's Balder. We go through this every Tuesday. I get tall things for you off the top of the show.
Oh my god. Are we having like a freaking Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler thing right now?
First date.
Because I can't handle this.
Roll a
No, I don't want to roll it.
roll a history check at disadvantage.
Son of a... Roll a history check. Double
Oh, this
advantage.
is so good.
Wait, did you say disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Screw you.
You lost all your memories.
Screw you too. Oh, come on. So, my bonus is 1, so that makes it 12.
Hey.
Hey,
You just have this.
No idea.
Look at the big brain on this ghost.
You have this
Robot
very,
ghost.
very slight
Robot ghost.
wisp of a moment where someone looked very similar to this person is handing a very small someone that looks familiar something off a shelf they asked for, and it's like you grasp and it's like sand through your fingertips.
These are the days of our lives.
God dang it, well done.
Do I get inspiration for that?
And in the background.
Yes.
we need it.
You gotta
Oh,
ask.
could I also have inspiration?
No.
For being a ghost.
Yeah, for your ghost voice, yeah, you can totally have inspiration.
Excellent. I'll give it to the person who I think might have gotten me something down the goddamn shelf.
Goddamn shell.
So in the background of that memory was Sarah McLachlan.
Oh yeah. Wow. Oh yeah.
I will remember you.
There you go.
Will remember.
I'm not giving you another one. You already got one for ghost voice.
Well,
No seconds.
Ironically, maybe In the Arms of the Angel would work there too, since we were angels.
I don't know. I don't know science like you do. What do I do? You're everywhere.
can I make another disadvantage history check? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Pulp Fiction, the
Son of
days
a-
of our lives from the 90s.
What was it?
5? Well, it was a 4, but with my intelligence modifier of 1.
You're just not sure. Make me a saving throw.
That was a natural one, but I'm going to turn this in. That's a lot
I
better.
just want to shoot
21.
something with my bow. That's all I want to do.
I just want to be alive.
So take 4 psychic.
We all want something.
For psychic temporary hit points,
This thing
it's worth a shot.
is really starting to make your head hurt.
He doesn't
Dude,
care.
don't have an aneurysm.
I won't. Hopefully.
I mean, you don't. Yeah, I was
Or an
able
angelism.
or more weird red stuff.
Because I'm a space robot ghost angel.
So
Space Ghost.
is he just not responding, or is,
He looks like he's glitching. He's like having a hard time.
Oh, glitch in the Matrix.
Bollocks.
he kind of reaches out toward the projection and like smacks it in a like kind of behind the head, like in a.
You go right through it.
Son of a...
I am all out of ideas. Just tell me what to do. I don't know how to fix you.
He knows what to do.
Make a con save.
Can't even say things without having to do... At normal?
At normal.
That normal?
Oh, son of a... No! Come on!
What was it?
11?
No. He,
Son of a
he goes to talk,
beasting.
and he slowly. You have 1 sentence.
Oh boy.
10 words. No, 15 words.
Oh, that's
That's a long sentence.
Can I use?
Put me into the pumpkin. I'll be fine.
I love poison. No, what is it? I love warrant. Cherry pie.
Going to go with never forget the secrets we shared together, my dearest friend.
You got 5 more words.
Butts.
Skeet.
Never stop reaching upwards, pal.
It's super inspirational.
It is strangely inspirational. And then his form goes Burberry for a moment,
It's fun. Burberry.
and then pulls itself back into
Oh Jesus!
This all stuff?
the gem.
Is it still glowing?
It is.
You're with us in spirit.
Oh, goody.
Dude, we can try and find you a body later.
Oh yeah.
Or we can
Oh,
make
okay.
one.
That
We've got scientists. We
That
can.
always goes well.
Does that work? Does that work?
We can rebuild him.
Can we?
We have the technology.
We have a pumpkin patch.
I had the technology. I'm
true.
dead.
Now it's all
You've got,
over the
you've
floor.
got a backpack or something, right? That we can look through.
He's just staring in disbelief at the.
Are you going to tell the rest of the group what you saw?
He's still in here. I don't know what to do, but he's still in here.
Oh yeah, soul stone. His soul. It's in the stone.
Yeah, but I mean, it's usually Burberry.
Well, obviously something's happened.
What happened?
Well, we weren't here.
What did this?
You do know someone who was
Very
there.
good question.
Notorious?
Notorious.
Trying to think of how he would explain it, because he just doesn't over elaborate at all.
Maybe this is his Silent Bob moment. Where he goes into
Yeah,
a
or
rant.
he just
Yeah. Loses it.
Loses it and goes into
You
a
see
rant.
what was happened.
You see what had happened?
So everybody else saw the girl too, right? When
No.
she first appeared.
Nope.
Oh.
They saw the little boy, but they did
I
not
saw
see
the
the
little boy.
Okay.
I mean, I ignored him, but I saw. Like it's
Yes.
I don't see children.
We're following something.
seen and not even heard or seen.
We were following something that was pretending to be a child, and it attacked. And I'm not sure what happened, but our friend here didn't survive.
I'm gonna look at Cora and go, did you know you could do that?
No.
Okay.
Will. Where'd it go?
I hit it with an arrow. Or no, I missed, but it was close enough, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I scared it away with an arrow. It disappeared under the floor.
Once you were no longer charmed.
It tried to take me too, but I was able to fight it off.
Went beneath us.
Disappeared into the floor.
Make me a perception check when you look at the floor.
Attack! Oh my god, 4.
And on the next episode.
19.
Crit.
Ooh, take a card.
Crit good.
23.
Crit good.
No, I didn't. It was good. 15. 15. You're all over the floor.
15 to 20.
Scattered.
15 to 20, you notice how the ground, while it's the white powder is there, 20 and it kind of obscures the mortar between these stones.
You go out to the thing.
You
Yeah, no shit.
your natural 20.
I used to have
You
pressure
look.
washer.
There's a hole. It's about an inch.
There's a hole there, guys.
There's a, like,
It's like,
Can I light a torch right
it's
now?
like an inch big.
I figured you guys. Yeah,
I
He
have,
had,
a
he
torch.
had a torch,
Yeah.
but...
Balder's gonna.
that's on the ground
I
now.
have,
Oh,
I have a torch.
okay.
Balder's gonna.
It was my arm!
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You sadistic Mega Man villain defeating sicko!
Balder's gonna.
Well,
like,
if you
kinda
need
hook
to do
his
about it, just
finger
kidding.
under the hole and see if it like will lift up.
Oh, it's only like an inch. It's just a hole. It's like
Oh, it's just like a inch
Just like
deep
a-
hole. Oh, I thought it was like a okay.
inch
Inch
diameter hole.
Can I,
Hole to the floor
shoot
below,
a
I think, though.
firebolt in it?
Like
Would I...
like what you're getting away from this is quickly make me a nature check because I think we're running short on time.
Oh, it's 10 of us.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want to get out and be done.
Apparently I'm good at rolling 19s. That's 23.
15.
21.
What you're getting away from this is whatever that was able to go through something that small, and that there's something. There's probably tunnels below this tunnel.
He's gonna look through the hole.
So
He's gonna get down and like.
I see more tunnel.
You get poked in the eye.
I saw that it was like a sort of red ooze kind of thing coming from her right. I'll relay that to them.
Cool. Balder's off. He's going the way.
And the other thing
He
I
thinks
was
it
gonna
went.
ask about was I have
It went down, but you're not sure how to go down unless you just bust through stone.
oh, wrong one. Sorry, I'm looking for.
I can't do that yet.
I am playing a card.
Bust through stone.
A
It's a long
fortuitous
one.
circumstance. I'm going to
Oh,
say
that's a
we
good
find the
card.
way to go down.
That's a great card. I like that. Card.
That's a
All right.
good card.
So in your
Real quick.
absolute, oh, good.
Can I? Okay, so I have a primeval awareness, which is as an action you can expend one ranger
sorry,
spell
yeah, you
slot,
don't need
1 minute per level of spell slot, to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you. Do I sense
it's
any of those
None of
things?
those things.
Should probably be.
Well, that's a.
That's what we're really good at dealing with.
I don't know if
had
it
a lot of
actually has
practice.
multiple, and I shut down my computer. Let me look real quick.
Okay. So I think the things that would probably be
Because I would hate to tell you yes and then it'd be wrong.
so I think the ones that might be relevant are aberrations, elementals, fiends, or undead. I guess fae maybe. I'm not exactly sure what all falls.
It's
into.
not going to be a fae.
Yeah, so the fae is kind of like woodland.
It's
stuff,
probably not
right?
even an undead. I'm
Typically.
thinking it could potentially, like, whatever. I mean, aberrations
Nope.
always.
None of those things. Okay.
No,
Could
okay.
be an
Dang.
abomination.
Sorry.
That's right.
But I find the way.
You
Good. That's
look at your friend's dissected carapace remains. You take 2 steps backwards. You spit on both your hands. You take Boulder and you crush that spot in the ground.
Oh.
The first time you hit it, it cracks. The second time you hit it, it falls. You all take 3 points of falling damage.
Woohoo!
But you are in
Oh, that's not good for me.
you are in a section below. And that's where we'll stop.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, guys, I'm in trouble.
Welcome
can
to the
hear you.
domains of dread.
Ugh, what the hell, man?
Thank you to TTRP for hosting. Thank you, as always, to HeelTurnRadio and D&D5E for our continued awesomeness. Let's go around the table and plug all your stuff. Nate, plug your stuff.
All my stuff.
Oh, all your stuff, man.
Watch D&D&DT. It's good stuff.
Or listen to it, you know.
Yeah.
Watch
I mean,
with your ears.
It's a
That's
Turn the
right.
volume off.
It
Just
is a
listen-
visual
just-
medium.
It is.
Just watch the little
If you're hide.
tracking bar on the.
Sick burn. Beardski.
Well, you can find me not on this anymore. But I do DM another wonderful adventure
I shan't return.
with the Tasty Boys,
Tasty Boys!
and we have weekly episodes as well as
I feel
Heel
excluded
Turn Radio. And shout out to Burberry. Send us the checks.
What about our shirts and
Twitters.
Hit up whatamaneuver.net/HeelTurnRadio, or just search Heel Turn Radio, Wham Fam for life.
Twitter,
At Heel Turn Radio,
Instagram?
at Heel Turn Radio. Facebook, /Heel Turn Radio. Also, if you'd like to find the D&DDT podcast, it's D, the letter N, DDT.com, or you can find us on Twitter at DNDDT podcast. Hit us up.
Seriously.
Silverback.
I guess yeah. Check out D&DDT. It's good stuff. I have a Twitter, but if I don't know you, I won't follow you. So it's like a personal, like private, like
That's
personal
fair.
account.
That's fair.
But if I do know you and you're in the chat, it's Mike is Triple H.
He's not actually.
I'm not actually Triple H.
Yes.
He's a liar.
Spoilers.
If I had some water and I wasn't inside,
Kayfabe.
I'd do it. But
Not in my house.
that's what I'm saying. If I had water and wasn't inside.
Warrior.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at WarriorMN. In addition to DNDDT and Heel Turn Radio, check out Heavy on Wrestling's Fortune Bania 2 this Sunday.
Sunday. Mania!
Mania, the commentary booth shaped like a table, getting the band back together. We will be doing commentary. Come check out the show if you can. If not, I'm sure it will be up reasonably soon afterward. And should be a good one.
Some crazy people at that show?
Maybe Booker T will join us on commentary.
We get to,
It's theoretically
Aw,
possible.
Shucky
I
ducky.
was exactly
Theoretically
what I was gonna say.
possible.
We do get to call
Fingers
Ultimo
crossed.
We
Dragon
could talk about
versus
the
Super
long-winded
Crazy
buckets.
versus Leo Kruger, Adam Rose versus Wildcat, which makes me super happy. And Corbin Cannon. 5 million.
Colt Cabana versus
Yeah, Cabana
Team
Arquette.
Team Cabana versus Team Arquette.
So, you know,
Craziness.
it makes me happy.
We good.
Less fun.
Or invite Deathmatch Wizard King. What you got?
I'm on everything at or invite, spelled like it sounds. You can catch me at a bowling alley on Saturday,
Where?
wrestling a match in Monticello.
Who-
I think it's a bowling alley against
who are you
Joey
wrestling?
Jadavilon.
Oh!
First time I've ever
Ooh.
met Joey.
Yeah, I'm
That'll be
super.
good.
That's a great
First time
matchup.
I've ever met him.
He's fun. He's fun.
I've known him for a long time. We've both been looking forward to this. And then Sunday, you can catch me in ICW Milwaukee, main eventing in a death match, defending my ICW alternative title that I've had for almost a year now. Against Eddie Only or something.
Or
Ouch. Not even
It
worth
does-
this time.
It doesn't matter.
If it's not like Nick Gage or something like that, you're like, I don't care.
I'm gonna win. It's fine. I'm great.
Show me the lie.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, so
wrong.
you can catch me at stuff like that coming up, and I'll keep you posted as things come up.
Cassandra.
I'm Cassandra. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Instagram. You guys
call.
can snail mail me if you want.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
old
old P.O.
school.
box, yeah.
at address redacted.
Exactly. You gotta
An
know
address.
me now.
beep.
If you know, then you know.
And if you don't know, then now you know.
QE basement.
Yeah. Hey, they've already said everything that I was gonna say. So you've been watching D&DDT. Thank you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.